Nick is a tripod. Why did you carry me?
He does have a massive penis.
All I want to see is wet will.
Hit me with those laser beams. Ow, ow, ow. I did it. Steph was on her phone the whole time.
Is that a Monte Carlo? Fucking bad.
Caramel
Paddle Pop's
koala.
a fucking ace.
That's Chunky Kong. Chunky Kong fucks.
It's a child, Gus.
That's cool.
There's a toddler above her, Peter.
Captain's a classic, but doesn't look good.
Where's
That looks good.
Where's Hitler?
Relax when you want to come.
Hello, it's Thursday, the 14th. That's not right. The 21st of April. You're watching Back Pocket coming at you live from the Low-Key Studios, starring Stephanie Ben-Dixon. It's everyone's favorite Peter Burns on the ones and twos and the buttons. It's Little Will.
That's a tricky one. Wait,
What's he?
Oh, you're in a backward shirt.
Well, he wanted to be unprepared also, even though he is the most prepared.
You're sort of doing some weird sexy massage of your head. Speaking of sexy massages of the head, Gus Ronald.
Hey.
It was the wrong way around.
And speaking of Gus Ronald, it's Nick Richardson. And tonight on the show, even though stranger things have happened, there's no risk of rain this week because we're inside a crystal cave escape room on a ghost hunt for the Lego cooking companions who are serving up Redactyl. That's
That
it.
last word again?
Redactyl.
Very good.
It would have worked better if it was redacted, but it...
The music did a good cue at when you said redactyl. It went boom.
Awkward silence.
Good. Excellent. That's good.
Hey, we're back in the studio.
We planned that because we're so
It's the whole gang.
planned.
It's the whole gang.
Let's celebrate.
What the fuck are you doing, Nicholas? Jesus.
This was wobbly, and I was worried that it would
Wobble.
impact the audio. And so I lifted it,
Yep.
and I forgot that there was a sandbag on it,
Yeah.
and I dropped it.
Nice.
But look at it now. No wobble.
Look at it now.
Look at it go.
Not a wobble inside.
Look at me, Ma. No wobble. Welcome back to the studio, everybody.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks
What?
for doing a roadshow last week.
Yeah. Absolutely.
right.
Yeah. Even without you.
To be honest, it was a surprise turning on at 7 o'clock and seeing that my show went ahead without me. But
And we ranked foods, your favorite thing.
Yeah.
I know.
I dipped in and out because I was unbelievably sick at that time. But when I did tune in at one point and you were doing the tier list ranking thing, and I was just like, I was so disappointed.
I think you tuned in the moment where I was just like, Nick fucking sucks.
That's the first thing I heard was you say that.
Good.
And then Peter
Were
Gray.
you fevering enough
Did
to
I?
be watching the list but disagreeing with them, being like, oh, it's chicken twists, so go higher, higher.
It took me, the part where I tuned in, I think it took me ages to figure out what you were ranking. I think it was mustaches in video
Sexy
games.
Kongs.
It might have been.
think-
It might have been bald men in video games.
Bald men in video
Bald
games,
men,
that's what it was.
yeah.
And it took me forever to realize what was going on. And because I was looking at this list going, oh, they need me bad because what is this list of people? Like, who are some of these characters? And then I realized this was like
It was Tom Selleck.
Selection.
Good.
In my defense, though, when you came in and I did say
You hated me?
Nick sucks, the context of that was I was talking about how much he sucks. So
Oh, okay, cool.
Fair enough. Justified.
Sorry.
Totally
Something
justified.
mean.
BT Nano, heaps of gift subs there. Thank you so much. And we've been hype training like mad. I've missed that. No, he looked at me judgingly with the joy in which I blew from the whistle.
It wasn't with judgment. It was you said I've missed that, but you gave it like a very soft sort of like I don't know.
Yeah,
like
it
if I
wasn't-
had the whistle,
I don't like
I'd
a
really go
piercing
ham.
train
You know what I
whistle.
mean?
Yeah, you didn't. It didn't feel like you missed it.
No.
Oh, you shouldn't-
Oh.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
So sorry, everybody, for Gus's reckless behavior.
maybe the mic, maybe the compressor, maybe.
Hopefully,
The audience did.
we run an NVIDIA broadcast on these bad boys.
Should have.
Oh no, they heard it.
But it
Oh,
would have
it
been.
went through.
It would have been
Oh,
peaking.
it killed everyone.
No.
Oh, they're all deaf.
Yeah,
Didn't sound too bad.
And
It was
lawsuits are
lightly
pouring in.
compressed.
lightly compressed.
There's compressors in two places.
You okay, Gus? No.
The mic made it slightly.
Was it like having a flashbang
Good.
in the room?
It was
with
like
you?
sneezing and holding your nose, and it like one eardrum completely went whoop.
Yep.
And now I've got a I've got.
I don't think you're going to get any sympathy from anyone because you.
I did a lot of damage.
that's
did a
true.
lot
Just
of damage
because
there.
you
Yes,
hurt,
but you,
just
but
because
you goaded him into it.
Yeah.
No, we said do it
This-
properly.
Hey, this is the result of toxic masculinity.
Blow it. You always say blow my whistle harder.
fair,
Nothing but soft whistles from now on,
Stop
guys.
encouraging him to blow things when he doesn't want to.
Light little blow whistles for all of you.
Perfect.
I'm very sorry if that caused any
Lovely.
damage.
Okay.
lasting or otherwise.
Already off the rails. I walked into the studio today,
Did you?
full of vim and vigor, ready to see my friends. I was not expecting to see a fourth friend here.
There he is. What a guy.
Well, turn your light up a little bit for me.
Turn your light
Oh, that's
on.
what happened.
Is he doing
light-
like a? Is
His light wasn't on.
Is he doing a silent bit?
Is he slowly adding pieces to a costume? There we go.
Now, Will, how long is the hair going to get?
I don't know. I actually had a haircut booked for Wednesday this week.
Don't get it.
And I cancelled it because it was the tricky thing of now, if I cut it, it needs to be a big choice. Like it needs to all go or it
Yeah.
needs to be a
Yeah, you're not getting a
no
little
trim.
bit back. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, keep going, mate. Keep going.
What if you dyed it blonde and became a supervillain?
Holy shit!
Interesting.
And started wearing turtlenecks.
Oh,
Got turtleneck.
yeah.
You'd make a great German
We should do
supervillain.
something. If you're going to cut it, we should do something fun before you do.
Is it
Has it ever been this long? In
Is
your
it
life?
shave him or cut him the way you did to me? Like, because that seems to be the only place we go when someone grows their hair too long. We just turn to them with
The thing I would be worried about is cutting it too short
Yeah.
to make any real impact. You know what I mean?
Now you're worried about ruining people's facial looks by cutting
Look,
hair too
you
short.
are a picture.
yourself.
You're a picture of testosterone and masculinity. You
yeah,
grew your beard back in 2 minutes.
I just blew hard on that whistle.
It was ridiculous.
A long time.
Insta beard.
But I definitely want Will to continue growing the hair. Now, as your employer, I can't make you do anything regarding how you look,
But we can fire you for other nondescript reasons.
exactly. Like if you took time off work to get a haircut, that's a fireable offense.
Okay.
That's firing.
What if I took time to like get it longer?
I feel like I've taken,
No, you get a pay rise.
That's fine.
taken a lot of time off work to get haircuts. I feel like that's not really fair.
Yeah, but I'm trying
don't
to get
employ
him
you.
to not get a haircut, and also we don't employ you.
That's true.
You could
That's
leave right
true.
now. You
I
could-
forgot I was here for free.
Oh my god.
Okay,
You could get up right now and go get a haircut, and we couldn't stop you.
no one could stop you.
Rude.
Ainsley says that, Steph's orange bandana is so cute.
Yeah, it's good.
But what you should know is it's actually a twilly.
What's a twilly?
What's a twilly?
You're looking at one.
That's what it's
He-
called.
he gets really excited when he learns a new word about a typically
So do
female
babies.
garment,
Yep.
and then he will just hammer that word for the rest of time. The last one was clutch.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
fuck's
yeah,
sake.
yeah.
He's like, is that a clutch?
Yeah.
Any bag. Any bag.
You know what
is
that
that
is?
a clutch?
That's
And he
toxic
knows it's-
femininity, Pete.
He knows it's not a clutch, but he likes the word
He likes
because
saying
he knows
clutch.
it.
You can
so he
clutch
just says
You can
everything.
clutch other bags. That's the trick.
So, because okay, here's what's interesting about that is I would have thought because when you pulled out twilly, was that the word?
twilly, yeah.
When you pull out the twilly piece of information, and is he correct?
He is correct.
So I'm super impressed because I'm like, damn, son, that's like a good observation. But if you start wandering around calling every handbag a clutch, I'm no longer impressed that you know the word clutch. It's now weird that you call everything.
because he turns everything into
Don't
a
actually
troll.
do that.
Yeah, like
You know?
Elon Musk.
That's the
Yeah.
that's the play.
I did
I
that.
am the Elon Musk.
I did that for years with trees. I saw some trees and someone
Everything's
said,
an elm.
birch.
Everything's
Birch.
an elm.
And someone went to those. I went, those are all birches. And someone's like, he's right. And I was like, shot in the dark. So anytime anyone near me goes like, what are these? And I'm like, those are all birches. And no one is ever confident enough or like has
So true.
the knowledge to say, no, they're not.
Do you ever think that they know that you're wrong, but they just don't want to
I don't think
embarrass
there's a
you
lot
in
of-
public?
there's a lot
Because
of
a birch
correction in
tree
there.
is a very European tree that does not really grow here unless imported.
I think talking
In Australia, we call them clutches.
I think in the people I am circulating with that I'm talking about discussing the genus of trees, no one has the confidence or I would say even just the impoliteness to correct you. They're all just super polite. They'll be like, no, Gus.
That's right. If we bring it up, he's going to want to continue talking about trees.
That's true.
So we don't want to encourage that kind of behavior.
But Barjo doesn't now too, by the way. So if he ever asks a tree, he'll point it out as a birch.
Okay. Yeah, good.
That sounds like a classic Barjo move.
yeah.
But it was my move.
Good budget move, though.
It's a good, yeah, it feels
really
it's
made it
vintage
his own.
budget.
So funny.
Yeah,
isn't it?
he is
a
very
funny
funny. And also
Okay.
weirdly knowledgeable about
I
trees.
know.
It's strange. When we had dinner with them last week, it was just, that's a birch, that's a
Facts.
birch, that's a clutch, that's a
All
birch.
kinds of facts.
Good. All right. Calm
Oh,
down there,
no, don't
Squeaky.
you do it.
Okay, we should move on with the show.
All right.
But
If we must.
if we have to, I keep saying this should be the show. We should have a spin-off show.
I agree.
Where it's just, we have a post-show. We should have
Intro.
a pre-show.
We should call the show the intro, and
The
it just goes for 4 hours.
Yeah.
intro.
Yeah.
Best in show.
Best in show. We should rank dogs.
Those are all Labradors.
Oh, good. But yeah, we should do a pre-show show. I like him. Okay, good. And it should involve dogs. But I'll tell you what, before we get our show started, we're very excited because tonight's show of Back Pocket is sponsored by the most back pocket sponsor you could possibly imagine, and that is Donut King. It finally happened, everybody. Donut King and PlayStation have joined forces to create a limited range of PlayStation donuts, and to celebrate the launch, Donut King is running an in-store competition where consumers can win one of 5 PlayStation 5 plus thousands of other prizes. All you need to do to enter is purchase the PlayStation Donut box of 4 PlayStation Donuts. The prize pool includes 5 PlayStation 5 consoles, 5 DualSense wireless controllers, 15 PlayStation Plus 12-month memberships, 10 copies of Horizon Forbidden West, 10 copies of Gran Turismo 7, and 49,955 hot cinnamon donuts.
Holy
Now, to be clear, there's not one prize pack.
That would be.
That would be madness.
I was going to say, first of all, that's too many PlayStation 5s, but it's also too many donuts to
many
give
hot
to one
cinnamon
person.
donuts.
I should
They'll
have
be
asked.
cold by the time you get to the 48,000.
Totally. And I should have asked why 49,955 is the number that they landed on to
Didn't
get, as
work it
opposed
out?
to around 50.
Is it the price of a PlayStation for if you put a decimal point?
$499.55.
It is on eBay.
That could be it.
4,009.
Yeah, good,
Oh, yeah,
good.
good.
That could totally be what it is.
Maybe. But
You're on the ball.
either way,
Massive
that's a
prize
lot of
pack.
donuts.
It's a lot of donuts. And so, as said, and you saw the trailer there, they've launched a custom range of PlayStation donuts, 4 donuts in the box, and each donut is after the shape of one of the buttons on the controller, the cross, the square, the circle, and the infamous triangle.
Triangle's the best.
Yeah, infamous
Pretty
doesn't mean
infamous.
bad.
But it's a triangle that points up, and so you always know it's at the top. Square
true.
gets me. Square and circle, sort yourselves out. Hate 'em.
A circle is the one that I always remember. I always remember where it is, the color, what it looks like. It's circle. It's always on the right.
Yeah.
There you go. That's really all the meaning you could assign to a circle on a controller.
I have no more debate about basic shape, so you win.
But to celebrate this, of course, we have a classic segment on this show known as Nut Chat, where we hotly
best.
debate just information about famous and infamous nuts. But a twist on this beloved segment, we now have Donut Chat.
There it is.
There it is, Donut Chat, standing around the water cooler.
Same water cooler.
I'm so much more on board with donut chat than I was with nut chat. Can I just say?
You did great at Nut Chat.
You peanut.
You were the best.
Remember when I was in the shape of a peanut and you were like, that's peanut.
Yes, I remember.
You're
But it was
phenomenal.
stupid, and you could see on my face that it was stupid.
That's right.
Even though I knew the answer was.
But the look on your face for donut chat.
Very excited.
There it is.
Because
Not to her face, not mine.
Because I'll tell you what, with Donut Chat.
I thought you were going to say something.
With Donut Chat, as opposed to Nut Chat before, where we were doing remote shows, and I couldn't just send you bags of like almonds or walnuts. The prize will be some of the delicious PlayStation donuts. I've got 4 questions,
Baby.
one for each of you. Will, you're included in this.
If anyone eats,
You want one of those donuts so bad.
if anyone eats my triangle,
Like that.
oh, I'll tell you
I'm
what.
going for the triangle.
Which one do
I
you
got to
want?
get this first
Get
question.
near it.
Okay.
well, I feel like I'm going to go circle now.
What
I
if-
feel like
Because you nailed yourself with that
Yeah.
mask.
Yeah.
So I got 4 questions about donuts.
Okay.
If you get it right, you get a donut. If you
Okay.
get it wrong, I get a donut.
Oh, no.
Nick boy.
Okay.
It's
Steph,
going to be the hardest question
Yes.
ever written.
what were donuts first called? The original name of donut. Come on, this is for the circle. Tasty rounds.
No, that's your answer.
It's a good
My answer is
Need a tasty round? I need a tasty round.
Now, I'll give,
delicious.
I'll give you a clue.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's in the original Dutch.
Ooh.
You know Dutch.
You know Dutch.
Pannekuchen?
These are all butchers.
Once again, that's the only Dutch word he knows. I have taught him.
Tell me it means clutch.
Give me your clutch. Der Hobbit? Der Hobbit?
Die Hobbit. Die Donut.
Oh my gosh.
Dutch nuts. Is it Dutch nuts?
Dutch nut.
It is actually a Dutch word.
It is.
Have a crack, Steph.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Where's your circle now?
Sprogigel.
Oh. I mean, it's close in that I assume it's Dutch. What does that mean?
It means
What's the cinnamon?
delicious fried round treat.
She's making it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn it.
The correct answer is Ollie Coke.
Oh, no.
Ollie Coke?
That.
Ollie Coke?
It's pronounced.
Yeah.
Yep, which means oily cake in Dutch.
Oily
Oily cake.
Kirk, I think you meant.
There you go. But I'll tell you what, you can have a donut because you gave me something in Dutch.
Really?
I don't know what you said, and I assume it wasn't an insult, but you can pick anyone. Pick the triangle.
The triangle.
Don't.
Take the triangle,
Oh,
Stephanie.
she took the X.
The X is my second.
The X is the goat one.
Because these are going to be fun to eat. All the little
They
bits
are
of.
so fun to eat, and you're going to end up with like a donut hole at the end. That's very exciting.
Arguably more fun than a regular donut to eat that shape. It's
true.
Than the circle.
Speaking of donut holes, Gus,
The biggest hole here.
why do donuts have holes?
Ooh. Okay.
Why do donuts have holes?
PG. Only the first half of the show. Donuts have holes because they used to be they used to be stored
Oh, yep.
on a large stick.
Oh,
Not bad.
I like that answer.
Like a good way to store all your donuts.
Yeah.
Right, kids, my donuts.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. It's good. It's wrong. So they initially didn't have holes, and they were in fact just fried balls of dough.
Oil cakes.
Oily cakes. However, it was common for the middle of the dough balls not to be cooked. And so at first they put nuts in the middle to sort of take away from the uncooked center.
This is not nut.
And then, but then they realized an alternative to the gooey center, eliminate it completely. So a hole was poked in the middle, which helped the donut fry more evenly.
Beautiful.
That's why.
Is that where the nut in donut came from?
Yes.
To have nuts in the middle.
I can't
That's
believe
my
you just
question.
realised That then.
Stop spoiling my answer.
Yeah.
I was like, this all circles back to nut chat. And
There you go. But you can have a donut
Triangle squeeze.
because the store 'em on a pole was if you think about it for more than 1 second, completely impractical, but seemed good at the time.
Green that is.
Oh my god.
Oh, baby.
It pops.
It pops.
Peter Burns.
Yes, sir.
How many?
Because it had nuts in the middle.
So
which point first? Which point first?
so nice. Yeah, you can.
You could store this on a stick.
You could. So, how many people in America in 2011 had the last name Donut?
2011.
Yep.
That was before Game of Thrones, so
Yep.
which is where the donut surname really took off.
It did.
I'm gonna say people, individuals.
Yep.
Lordy. 300 and something million Americans.
Yep.
Probably like 32,000.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
But people love donuts in America.
That's true. The correct answer was 10.
That's way
10
smaller.
people had the last name Donut.
I can't believe you.
I meant in the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh, right, of course. You meant in the imperial system.
Yeah.
As the second
I
name,
meant
not the
in
first.
inches.
As if anyone who was named.
There were 32,000
Donut
inches
Yep.
worth of people with the surname Donut.
Yep.
So that means that there was 3,200 inches of
Okay.
height for
You
each
don't need to
person.
show your work. I'm still
Too
going
many.
to give you a donut. 13 people also had the first name Donut.
So that's what I thought this question was. I tuned out.
More
because,
people had the first name donut than the last name?
Yep.
Because that's,
32,000.
but then I love the idea that the other
Was the
one.
last name King?
I mean, King is a very common surname.
That's how the business started.
Probably a donut king out there.
My theory was that if it's their surname, it should just be as popular as any surname based on how popular and well that family can procreate.
Yeah,
but no one wants to procreate with anyone.
How well liked Mr. or Mrs. Donut was.
Just how many there are.
Yeah. 13 people had the first name Donut, making it the 245,396th most popular name in the United States.
That's
Wow.
But you showed your working, so you get a donut.
Thank you.
The speed and the haste in which I consume that
Yeah, you smash that.
is just evidence of how damn tasty a good donut is.
All right.
And these ones.
Did it taste infamous?
Little Will.
Thank
Yes.
you, Nick Boy.
What did the French, or what do the French call donuts? Colloquially.
No, they like snails.
They like snails.
There's got a bit of a...
Yep.
And like croissants.
Yep.
There's all got that kind of theme. They probably call it
Luxury ring.
the one that the American made.
That's the answer?
Yeah.
The one that the American made?
Yeah.
Very close. They call them nuns' farts.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
It's American.
They call them nuns' farts. So there are two theories as to why this is the case. The first, and I really don't want to have to pronounce French words because you know how I get with this
Just go hard. Put a lot of flavor in it.
Yeah. Really give it your all.
That they're called in France pets de nom, which sounds exactly like nuns' farts because it's pronounced pegs de non for the donuts. So the pronunciation of donut and nuns' farts is apparently very, very similar,
similar,
in terms of like airy fried dough fritters, which is the translation. Anyway,
I thought you meant phonetically it sounds like a nun's fart.
so
Oh.
that's the boring answer. The other theory is that it happened in the... Let me take you back to the kitchen of the Archbishop of Tours while
Like
preparing a meal for St. Martin.
Ooh.
A cooking novice named Agnes let out wind. According to French Wikipedia, quote, and so I don't know where this quote comes from, but I assume it's from like the bard of the time.
And do you mean Wikipedia?
No, French Wikipedia, according to this article.
Hello, Wikipedia.
And this is the most beautifully written fart I've ever heard.
Okay.
Suddenly, a strange and sonorous noise, rhythmic, prolonged, similar to an organ moan which dies out, then to the dying complaints of the breeze, which sighs in the cloisters, comes to strike the indignant ears of the nuns with amazement. So Agnes accidentally broke wind. All the nuns around her laughed so hard and she was so embarrassed she accidentally dropped a spoonful of pastry dough into a pot with hot oil, and thus the donut.
I love it.
Will,
A
that's
fantastic
canon.
tale. Fantastic.
Can't believe you didn't know that, Will. Jeez. I like that. What a clumsy-esque.
Look at the box. Has like the.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Like if everyone laughed hard at me, I'd fall over or cry or do something silly. I wouldn't accidentally create a culinary delight.
the greatest dessert of all
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Man, I feel like it sounds like a Gus thing to do. Where you
Yeah.
do
And then-
a series of ridiculous, catastrophic events resulting in something charming.
All right.
And hilarious.
All right.
That's how you were born. Excellent. And I think I'm gonna eat one of those. Well, we got a second box there, so I might steal one as well. So Donut King and PlayStation teamed up for these exclusive PlayStation themed donuts. You can pick one up at any Donut King store across the country.
But not that one.
Not that one.
It's gone.
You head in store to pick up a limited edition 4-pack before May 31st, and that was Donut Chat. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Good.
I'm on a sugar high now. That's good. I want another donut.
Tell you what.
There's
Let's
four.
do
I
more
think.
know.
food-based segments.
We should.
Oh yeah.
We should.
Yeah.
All we need to do is talk about the food for a year and a half, and it will
Okay.
come true. Because
Yeah.
Awesome.
the dream came true with Donut King. And so, it's now time to start talking about lobster bisque a lot. Okay, let's move on with the next segment. And that, of course, is I'm just saying. What y'all been playing? Brought to you by BuriBuri. BuriBuri.
Go on.
Well, I've had this written down here for forever, and I've never actually said it. But Dump Days in our Discord
Yeah.
suggested. Can't quite remember what. I think what they wanted was legal advice from BuriBuri, whereas a segment where we just get legal advice.
Just says ...
No, this is not good. And they suggested that the segment was called the Briar Patch.
lovely.
And I thought that was nice, and that we could make some sort of segment where we just feature BuriBuri, and she just gives out free legal advice.
Could they just be? Do they have to be specific to anything, or it's just like a little?
I think
tidbit,
major
like
crimes.
Yeah,
major crimes, just
Like felonies. Yeah.
Okay, right. This is
Anything
going
that
in
carries a
different
life
direction.
sentence or more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to start with things more specific to us, like little tidbits.
No,
like,
I was.
Don't put
We're all
register.
going to confess our crimes?
Don't register a
Live?
company that you haven't really registered, or don't put the R or like things that we've already, and start there and grow out to bigger felonies from there. But sure, let's start with manslaughter.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
No, murder.
Yeah. Murder, I don't think. BuriBuri, correct me.
manslaughter a
I don't.
felony?
Yeah, I don't think so.
think
And I don't think you get life for manslaughter as well.
No,
Manslaughter is an accident.
that's what.
Yeah, that's how
criminal
they
negligence.
way with it.
That's what
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
that's what I said.
Prior intent.
Yes,
I believe.
exactly. Okay, I was going to tell a story, but it's very sad. But BuriBuri says, I'm down. So excellent.
Great.
We'll get that sorted for a couple of weeks' time. Gus, while I plot that out, tell us
Sure.
about a video game you've been playing this week.
Sure. Only the one this week. It's been pretty quiet in the this week for games and game releases, but I did play again as part of the streams I do over on GTV. I checked out a DLC for Far Cry 6 in one of the more weirder partnerships. They did a whole bunch since the game's been out, and they had little like rollout of some fun little tack on missions, and one of them was like Rambo, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Guns in the jungle. It's like it's relevant. Did one with Danny Trejo. Again, like very sort of popular character that would fit in that universe really well. And then they've partnered up with Stranger Things, and they've done a full standard. Wow. I do a really good synth. They've done a full standalone mission or couple of missions that are tied to a really awkward but really fun and very atmospheric sort of, I guess, like teaser of Stranger Things, but it's everything we already know from the series. But essentially, it's a mission that you head into a bunker, and then you are dragged into the Upside Down here. That's called the Darkverse or something like that. And you go on a quick mission in there to hunt down the mystery of the Shadow Realm, I think, something like that. And you would think that the way you were dragged into this mission originally is some guerrillas have nicked some C4, and you're going to go after them and get that back. You get to the bunker and you discover
Russians.
But they've taken someone or something that's very special to you into the Upside Down. It's Chorizo the sausage dog. So that adorable amigo that is Chorizo, you get there and you just see like a little spinning wheel, like he's been abducted, dog-napped, if you will. And the dog is gone. And so it's your job as Danny to help a scientist who's trying to
Wait.
generator.
As Danny Trejo?
No. Danny is the main character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. Then Rambo shows up. And so, you head into a facility that leads to the Upside Down Shadow Realm, all in with the goal of getting Chorizo back. And compared to the previous tie-ins that Far Cry's done, this is really true to the source material. So as you can see here, like once you get in there, it is like the show. It is all the synth, all the red lightning. It just worked really, really well. The mission itself is pretty straightforward. You just move into a sort of enclosed open area. That doesn't sound sensible, but like a self-contained open space.
Yeah.
And you've got people barking things in your ears.
It's a chorizo.
It's not chorizo, unfortunately. It's in Russian.
Is it Danny Trejo?
And so there's nothing new here in terms of gameplay or mission structure or anything like that. It's entirely just there to be like soaking in the atmosphere of being in something that's very Stranger Things. One of the best parts of it actually is just once you start that mission, you get an opening title sequence that is the words Far Cry 6. It's called The Vanishing, and it comes out with all the cool red neon, the full theme. It gets like a full tingle up my spine. The first series of that show is one of my favorite TV watching experiences. Even with just little things like the type font saying Part 1, The Search. And you do these 3 little chapters. And it's just like they've taken something that is incredibly stylish and made a little shooter campaign around it. And there's a couple of great cutscenes. There's some new creature design in the sense that you do go up against the Demigorgon, I believe it's called.
Something like that.
And it just feels like a nice throwback to season 1. Now, obviously, they've done this because there's a new season of the show.
Oh, I was going to say, is the show still going?
Season 4 is about to drop.
Season
It's
4?
It's definitely
Yeah.
like dropped off.
Look, sorry, that's when you find the little wheel. Yeah, and then when you find chorizo, I'm just going to put it out there, no spoilers, but like, well, you find chorizo.
Yeah, and
obviously.
don't show any deeper into the footage than
It's rough.
It's pretty short.
Oh no.
It's rougher than it needs to be.
Okay, can I ask?
Not a dog pun.
Do you find him and he's like in a bun?
In a bun. Not quite, but he's wrapped up a little. And not in a good way. Anyway, I won't say anything else, but it's worth... it's usually with these little things, you're like, oh, I'm going to dabble for 10 minutes and not really follow through with the full mission.
I don't like it.
But here,
like it.
the motivation, they've found the thing that makes you... that strikes a nerve and you go, I need to finish this mission. And if you watch our stream that we did, I do it with Jess, she was very affected by it. She gets very screamy, very loud, very emotional, as she should, because it's a worthwhile cause to go save us.
I feel like Stranger Things is one of the more promiscuous IPs. I feel like I see it everywhere.
Oh.
It's in
I think-
so many.
I think
It's
it-
crossed over with so many things.
It's because I think
Donut King yet.
Not yet.
it was such a not a surprise hit, but like it was so prolific in the way that it permeated like
Everyone watched
culture
it.
It was one of the
at
first
time.
like big Netflix
That
shows.
it almost changed TV after that, and it became like an 80s genre fest afterwards. And I feel like now it's just run its course to the point where it's going to slip into uncool territory soon.
It's tricky. Season 3, still had its moments. They've all had their moments, actually, as seasons. They've all been good, but 3 definitely was the weakest, which is not a great sign heading into the 4th one. I would say, I remember finishing the first season and thinking, I would be really happy if these just become like an anthology of vignettes of cool snapshots.
Oh, it's not an anthology?
The series
No,
Stranger
it's the
Things.
same.
No.
It's continually
they're
the same
growing up
characters,
and
it's
they're
the same
delving
big,
deeper into the.
It's the same big mystery of what is the creature and the mind flare and all that.
You
and
can't sustain.
you really
sustain.
can't. So they've got to do something big. But that said, it works really well here because they don't really dabble in much of the extended lore that is going to be important with the next season, I should say. There's some facility stuff with a big generator that was part of season 3. But if you played this and you hadn't watched that season or even 2, you'd still really enjoy just, again, the style that is just oozing literally out of the walls. But also, the red lightning and synth. Damn, it just freaking works. So this was fun. And it's probably about an hour, just over an hour long, which was more sizable than I expected for one of these missions, considering the last few have been, I would say, at best 15 minutes per mission.
Was there a wave mode?
Almost. Not enough to play a breaker, unfortunately, but it does lead into a big chase that goes on for a while with a couple of waves that was exciting. And it can be played co-op, obviously, and I would say that's probably the best way to do it. There's quite a bit of stealth and wave modes in different parts, and they are both more fun with another player. So, it's good. Go save that chorizo.
Excellent.
Go save that little puppy.
Go save him.
Nice.
Steph.
So I have decided to delve back into Valheim, which I'm not going to talk about because there's nothing new to talk about with it, but I just want to say how much I am enjoying my time there. It was like, it took me back to first COVID lockdown when we kind of formed a really solid emotional fortress around ourselves with logs. And it's just... we kind of played it so much to the point where we just like had to kind of let it go and move on to other things. But I'm so happy to be back there, and it makes me feel like we should revive the Pocket server again because I want to show people that beautiful tree house that you guys built and all of those wonderful things.
What spurred
The
this?
death maze.
I don't know. I think. I don't know.
Just a vibe, just a feeling.
I think
you saw the trailer for The Northman and you were like, oh, yeah.
You know how you just have you have a very strong feeling associated with certain games, and there's no other game that has matched the particular feeling that kind of came at a certain time and place. And I think what really spurred it is that I've just had a very crazy few months, and I wanted something that was very chill. And there's something very chill and calming about Valheim that I love. The music and the forest and the building. So I've been doing that. And then I jumped into Midnight Ghost Hunt, which is the game that Peter talked about last week, which you weren't here for.
I wasn't watching.
So to brief recap, it's in the vein of like Prop Night, those kinds of games, but instead of like one hunter and a bunch of people trying to fix generators and get away, it's 4v4. 4 hunters and 4 ghosts. The hunters have a range of different gadgets to use to try and catch the ghosts. The ghosts can possess different objects, and you can leap from object to object. And there's no generators to fix or anything. Instead, the longer you stay in an object, and you're stationary, you build up ectoplasm, which the hunters can detect.
Oh, okay, right.
So that encourages you to move
cool.
and stuff like that.
This is what you streamed with Tree Expert Bajo.
Yes, Tree Expert Bajo.
And
Bajo-
Luna Tuna, who's in chat.
Yeah. So Bajo and I do like a monthly co-stream together, and for this month we decided to get a whole bunch of awesome people in. So we had Luna Tuna, we had Tolga, we had Reaps, we had Jens.
I thought Nicro was playing on one of the teams. Was he not? I saw someone stream.
She's only at 4.
She's at 4.
Yeah, I know.
Of
Sparing
8.
on it. Yeah, he was.
It's not a birch.
Nicritex and Reese.
Sorry. I'll let you finish on that.
Yeah, great. An amazing crew of people, and it was just like the perfect storm of like joy and hilariousness and laughter, and all of our faces at the end were just hurting from smiling and laughing. It was just so. It was just such a positive, hilarious, fun experience. I would say we had an even better time with it because it was already fun because we'd filled out a whole squad, right, of 4v4. But it was also more fun once we started playing with the modifiers. We customized the matches and stuff and started removing certain tools, and we randomized the loadouts as well, so people didn't know what they were getting, which made it really kind of fun and different. And then we kind of even started putting our own sort of personal modifiers on it. Like we made everyone have to use area chat. So you would start to hear people kind of whispering and talking or singing or shouting out to people or going, yoo-hoo! And then you would just look at and you'd see a little, barrel just like shake. You'd be like,
A little sexy barrel.
yeah. But there are all kinds of different, I think that the coolest thing about it is probably the different abilities that the ghosts get. You get the ability to kind of poltergeist other items around and stuff like that and to throw people off.
Yeah, cool.
And a lot of people were messing around with hilarious voice things.
So the point
to
of
distract people.
throwing another object could set off a ghost hunter thinking that's possessed. And
Yeah,
you could,
totally.
right. That's really clever. That's
Yeah.
cool.
There was one ability that I used a lot, which when you kind of leave an object and you're in ghost form, which is when you're super vulnerable, you can do a special ability that splits you into sort of two. You send out a decoy in one direction and then you go out in the other.
Cool.
It's really fun. And there was actually a lot of great strategy to it because, we also, one of the modifiers we did is we removed the vacuum so that when the ghosts die, they leave an ectoplasm thing, and as a hunter, you can equip a tool that vacuums that up, and then that person can't be revived. And we removed the ability to do that. So then we had this kind of thing where like hunters were trying to sort of corpse camp. Try and see if someone was going to come back and res them. So then we'd try and use different sort of objects in the area chat to lure them away. And I don't know, it was the more I played it, the more I could kind of enjoy the depth to it. And then, of course, there were just a lot of ridiculous shenanigans and fun and laughter. And
It's cool that taking something away adds a strategy to it rather than breaking it as well. Because when you said we started using modifiers, I'm always nervous too in games that I'm going to break the core experience or ruin something that was set up.
Yeah.
But that's a cool result from that.
We actually, because usually you have to kind of tweak it a few times in balance. But I think from the get-go, we balanced it really well. And I think you'd really enjoy it too, Nick, because it's like, I think what I don't like about these games is similar to your thing about deception games, where it's like, I don't like being. Did you say he won't like it?
We gave each other a look because we both knew that it was.
They looked across the room and went,
like this game.
That sexy barrel over there gets me.
Well,
No, tell me why though.
well, I guess it's just because what I've struggled with games like Prop Night and Dead by Daylight, which I enjoy, but I'm not a very good hunter. And I feel like a lot of the time, if I'm bad at hunting and I'm unfamiliar with the map or something like that, and everyone's hiding, I kind of feel like a kid playing hide and seek again. And I'm like, hello? And like, I can't find anyone. And I'm like, guys, this is not fun anymore. Like,
And then you realize everyone's gone home and you were like, how long did you stay in the playground?
yeah.
That's a good observation of whereas this seems
4v4.
like it's more like a multiplayer
and you're
like
working, you're
COD
really,
match, but
you're really working together as a team.
Yep.
And because you have to, as hunters, you need to kind of diversify your tools so that you can, if one of you gets downed, another one can have like a defibrillator to res you. Another person has to have the vacuum thingy. Another person will have usually some sort of tracking tool to be able to detect where the ghosts are.
yeah, cool.
And the fact that when you're in an item, you have to be moving to stop the ectoplasm buildup is very funny because you sometimes look across the match and you just see some random object just like going like this.
Yeah, cool. I don't understand what's going on in chat right now, but people want a mashup of songs.
You were singing a lot during the stream, apparently, and they've asked for a ballad.
Yeah. So when I died as a ghost, I had the ability to suddenly my local chat became area chat so that the hunters could hear me all the time. So to try and distract them, I was singing like
You went back to your theater.
Disney tunes.
yeah, yes, all the time. Or when I was hiding in different objects, I would try and sing songs themed to the object that I was hiding
Oh,
in.
that's
Any
cool.
exa-
Oh,
any
that's
examples?
nice.
Like
Sexy
I was
barrel
in a-
ballad.
I was in a teapot, so I was singing "Tale as Old as Time." From
Beautiful.
Beauty and the
Good.
Beast.
Very
Lovely,
good.
lovely.
How many non-Beauty and the Beast songs? I was a candlestick, so I sang VR Guest, and that's about the run of it.
I did sing "Be Our Guest," but then also I was hiding in a statue at one point, and I was like, "Chat, what song can I sing?" And they were like,
The theme to Gargoyles.
"No, they were like, great song," but they were like, "You should sing New York, New York," like the Statue of
Oh,
Liberty.
that's good.
Bit of a reach,
No,
but,
but,
like,
but you don't want to make it too
yeah.
easy. You don't want to be like
So then
singing Rihanna's Umbrella when you're an umbrella.
the hunters are coming in and they're looking around, and I'm like, "Start spreading."
You're shaking at the
Suddenly
No,
that
I didn't
statue's
want to
doing
give it. I
jazz
didn't want to be
hands.
that obvious, and the voice is very faint as well. It's not loud, so people would just be like, "What?"
Was the statue you were in a camp sailor?
With a high kick. New York's that away, man.
Wonderful. Love it. Yeah, cool.
It was
Fun.
an absolute joy. I think the highlight of the night was when Peter came. He'd just come home from being at the movies, and as he opened the door, I had possessed a bag of trash, and so he opened the door, and I went, "I'm a trash bag."
I saw that. He came and gave you a little kiss on the head. You'd be like, I'm just going to leave this alone.
Yeah.
Good. Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Yeah, and the other game I've been playing is a game that I played when I was in high school, which I didn't play.
seek.
I didn't play. Yeah, I didn't play a lot of games when I was younger because I didn't have access to a lot of them. My parents are pretty anti-games, but this one, the first high school I went to, because I went to a few. The first high school I went to was a bit snooty, and we all had laptops from like year 7. But this was in 1997, so the laptops were like this. And it was just a nightmare because none of the teachers knew anything about tech, and it was just troubleshooting the whole time, and it was just a disaster. And so we spent a lot of time just kind of faffing about, and somebody gave me on a floppy disk a copy of a game called Crystal Caves, and I forgot about it, and I have not thought about it until recently, and suddenly I was just like, oh my gosh, I remember playing that, loving it, and finishing it. So I looked it up on Steam, and it was like there for $7.
Incredible.
So I've been playing it. Yeah.
Okay, I expected like $1, maybe, because it's old, not because it's crap.
Yeah, sure. It seems to be exactly the same as it was in its original form. You know, all the menus are like, do you want to quit to DOS?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Hilariously, there's a sign in the first level that says, winners don't do drugs.
The Reagan era.
And I didn't know this, but as I was playing it today, I was like, I'm sorry if these like old school like game sounds are annoying. And Peter was like, those are all of the sound effects and assets from Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Which
Apogee obviously made this as well as the original
Amazing.
Duke.
Yeah.
And it's literally the same sounds. Like, you're
Asset
playing-
and like visual and audio sound assets. Sorry, would have been
absolutely,
reused
yeah.
like crazy
Yeah.
back then.
And like I would say it still absolutely
Little
holds up. It is just it's just a very like it's a platformer, an old school platformer. It is infuriating and at times unfair, but never in a way that makes you want to stop playing. Do you know what I mean? You have to just there is sometimes you get into rooms where
get good.
you can't kill any of the enemies, and it's because you need to find some random item that makes you impervious to them, but you won't know that until you've explored the whole level. Or sometimes there are levels that you can't do until you've completed other levels, and it won't really tell you that. What I do like about it though is that there are it's broken up into 3 sort of chapters, and within each one there's kind of a hub world with a bunch of different doors that you can go into, which are individual levels, and you can kind of just attempt any of them at any time.
looking at
So
here?
that if you're really stuck on a level and you're like frustrated with it, you can kind of go out and try another one and then come back later once you sort of feel more confident or whatever. You're just like a little miner who is fighting aliens, collecting crystals. You have a gun, and you just got to be managing everything. And it's the kind of thing where it's like you need a certain amount of bullets to be able to achieve the task, and if you use too many, you can't get more. You just have to start the level again and be more efficient with your ammo usage. It's that kind of thing.
Isn't it hilarious how games really haven't changed? That
Yeah.
that you're a miner chasing off aliens
Yeah.
underground. It's just, that's still video games. Like,
Yeah.
they look better now, but
I love the
all the
aesthetic
same
decision.
shit.
They do,
say-
but then it's also like this style is still
This
like,
will be forever.
Not this exactly, but
Yeah.
retro games are still like so beloved of people, and retro style art and retro style music and retro style systems.
Yeah.
That like to me this doesn't really feel that old.
Totally.
As hit a thing that reverses gravity there, and then you have to kind of like and all of that stuff is often on a timer, so you have to achieve a certain amount of things within a certain time frame, and then you don't get the chance to do that again.
I love
It's
the
not like
aesthetic.
you go back and hit that button and try it again.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Start over if you mess that up.
That aesthetic decision to say things in the foreground, simple, clean, textureless. Background, oh fuck with it.
Yeah.
Make that the most advanced texture we have, so it really makes you go.
It must draw the eye. The backgrounds must always draw the eye.
Also, teal got a pretty good run back then.
Teal and-
Why that color was everywhere. Teal and pink.
Yeah, cool.
I feel like
There it is. Oh, you
Yeah.
don't see that color around as much these days.
I feel like it likely doesn't have controller support. I didn't check, but given that it's pretty much exactly the same as it was back in the day, I'm amazed that I played it with its native keybinds, because I remapped everything as soon as I started playing it, and I can't.
But you lived down on those arrow keys back in the 90s, and yeah.
It's true.
The mouse was not useful.
Yeah.
At all.
No,
Yeah,
you don't
totally.
use the mouse at all in this game, but like.
Sir, the foreground is green. What would you like the background to be? Red. But sir, the foreground is green. Red, I said, damn it.
It was like left and right arrow to move, and then space to jump, and then control to shoot. So you were kind of like this.
Oh, God.
It was just a weird. So I just did WSAD, and then
That all sounds like I remember those controls.
Really?
Yeah. Left even in Doom, control was shoot and you're using arrow keys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left
Why
control
would
was
you-
shoot.
But that
You would do
seems
this.
but that seems so backward.
Of course, it was uncomfortable.
It's still uncomfortable. We're
Yeah.
just used to it
It
now.
just
We've
was
got
the way.
broken hands these days.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, cool.
background
What's it
blue
called again?
bubbles.
Crystal Caves.
Crystal Caves.
$7 on Steam?
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep playing it because it's like every level that I go into, I'm like, oh yeah,
Love it.
And it's a nostalgia that I don't often get because I didn't play games
Yeah.
when I was younger, and I hear people talking about this stuff, and I'm just like, I played GoldenEye, but I didn't really
And
like
a bunch of muds.
and a bunch of muds.
Text doesn't bring the same feeling.
Nah.
No. Yeah, cool.
And you got to
Beautiful.
play it with the sound cranked for me. So I can just imagine Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Duke Nukem had the best thing because obviously very similar games. To heal, you would have to eat food, and you would find a chicken drumstick on the ground. And
always
if you
chicken.
shot it, it would instead of destroying it, it would grow into a full like roast chicken.
Of course.
So you'd just be like poof poof, and then it would give you like extra health.
That's
and you
awesome.
Go,
Lord Feeney says, play Commander Keen, it's this but better. Yeah, I know, but I feel like I'm playing this because it's the
Yeah.
free
If
job.
I picked up
I don't
this,
think I
don't know
actually
if I'm-
want to play it
Yeah.
otherwise.
actually really hated Commander Keen. I wanted to get into it, but I did
Why?
not enjoy it. It's a weird game. The movement, no.
Not
Okay.
keen.
Not, I'm not keen on that one.
Interesting.
Cool. Well, I had not played anything new. I've been working through a bunch of, still playing Elden Ring, still playing a bunch of Phlegm, still playing Tunic, still playing Norco, still playing Patrick's Parabox, all the games that I've already spoken about and loving them all. But I did reach out yesterday to Twitter to say, hey, like, give me some suggestions for things that I may have missed.
And did Elon respond?
Elon responded. So I got a bunch of suggestions. I took 2 of them, and I'm really happy I took 2 of them. So, the first one is a game called Cooking Companions, and this was recommended to me by Dolphin Pants, who may be in chat right now.
Ooh.
Yeah. Can't
Yeah,
say.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
I scrubbed through this footage.
Yeah.
Do you date them? Oh, you date them.
So,
No.
so
Potato.
Will, just don't skip anything, okay?
That guy on the right reminds me of one of the dads from Dream Daddy, though.
Yeah, I get that vibe. Okay, so this is the premise here.
We understand. It's to fuck a carrot.
No.
Carrot fucks.
I don't want to give away too much. It's kind of a dating game. It's kind of a cooking game, but I will. So I want to get into a spoiler section in a second, but I will say if you're at all interested in these kinds of games, and by these kinds of games, you know what a game that looks like this and me equals, right? Like game looks like this plus Nick Boy equals. Not what you think that this game will be,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
So if you are into that as an idea, we're about to play a spoiler warning, and you should just ignore, just mute until you see the overlay disappear. But if you want to know more, here we go. So this is a game where you cook and eat your friends.
Yeah.
These people turn up at you're all in a cabin.
There it is.
You start running out of food because there's heavy rainfall, everything's flooded, you can't get out
They
of the
have to justify. Okay, right. I just thought it was like, hey, it's a weird world where this happens, but they
trapped
go
in a cabin situation, not an apocalypse.
Oh my
situation.
god.
and so I'm going to go quite spoilery on this because we're in the spoiler section.
Yeah.
Not all the way, but there are multiple run-throughs of this game. But basically, you don't really start going crazy, but people start dying.
Rook says it's right there in the name.
You are cooking
companion.
There you go.
Oh my god.
People start dying because they go off to find food, and then you start cooking them up, and then one by one your companions start getting picked off, and one of these people ends up being quite the antagonist of the group, I suppose I'll say. So
Is it the guy that looks like one of the dads from Dream Daddy?
it is not.
Is it Nan?
It's definitely the
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it's close.
Definitely the carrot.
So it gets really fucked up.
Wow.
Like to the point, and it's a visual novel. There's
Like
a
Doki Doki fucked up? Or
yeah, like
more?
more. So the thing,
God.
I feel like this game is nearly really, really successful because I like the thing that it's doing. I like the subversion of the fun Doki Doki style thing. But it's kind of like a game of two halves. Will, can you just scrub this and see if randomly some like fresh fruit and vegetable animated characters come up? Because there are talking pieces of food in this game as well.
Hey.
There you go. So there's this part of the game.
It's like Danganronpa shit.
Yeah, and so this is the chompettes, and they are your friends.
Yeah.
And they're kind of telling you everything that's going on.
Have
But
they always been your friends, or did you just meet them?
you just met them in the game, or did you? But so this stuff is really fun and clever and subversive. When you start cooking people, it actually gets like super dark, fucked up, really like not realistic, but like almost like Hostel Saw style.
In its
Torture
descriptiveness, or are there like mini games and you're doing?
There's no
any action?
mini games.
Right,
It's almost entirely a visual novel.
Gotcha.
What's the game? What's it rated?
It'd
Not
be
rated,
yeah,
it's
not rated,
Steam.
but like no one should play it.
Are they trying to target people who think they're playing a sweet cooking game?
When it starts, it does the thing of this game is not appropriate for young people or
Sure,
people who are
okay.
easily disturbed.
Yeah.
But oh my god, Whimsy Bobbin says, "Oh my god, my kids were watching an explanation video of this game yesterday, and I didn't make a connection. It was this. Yeah, you need to double check that. So anyway, so there's this stuff which is the cute fruit vegetable thing, and then there's the really messed up dark like horrifying images. They really start warping faces, lots of blood, like really graphic and really mean. It's really, really mean in those parts, and then it cuts this like fun, gamey sort of thing. There's a whole other layer on this. It's actually set in it's sort of, I can't remember where, but it's about Ukraine. It's a Ukrainian folklore myth thing that they're really dealing with and stuff. And I ended up going and watching Game Theorists, a couple of videos about it. And it's one of those games where when you watch here's this game explained, it's really interesting. And there's tons of stuff here where it's like, oh God, that's really interesting, all the connections that this made. But they don't really make them 100% in the game. So it's almost like the game is only interesting if you get the recommended reading afterwards as well.
Bishop and Dolphin Pen saying it's Baba Yaga.
Yes, yeah.
But I believe that's actually John Wick.
That's
what I
John Wick. But then, so I think it's really cool. But the one thing is, I do feel like the sort of like cutesy fruit vegetable talking to you, but they're still fucked up, and the horror, grime, whatever, doesn't really mesh really well. It feels quite discordant. I think that it would probably be more effective if you picked one, and to me, it's more effective if you pick the fruit and
Isn't
vegetable.
The point that you're meant to be bouncing back and forth between that, feeling the juxtaposition of it being so like they're so cutesy, it's all horrible, and if not, doesn't that wear off quickly? Like,
I mean, yes, that is the point. But within the cutesy stuff, it's still really messed up. But they do it in a funnier, or not funny, in a more clever way, as
Sure.
opposed to just now like, watch me chop the legs off this person. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, I admire what it's doing. And if you're into this sort of stuff, like, check it out. It's cool. So that is Cooking Companions. But
Spoiler alert.
But
Complete.
spoiler alert complete. But oh my god, Dolphin Pants, he
Wow.
sent me the recommendation. He was like, I think you'll really be into this. And I was like, you know the kinds of games I'm into. Is this going to scratch that itch? And he's like, oh, it's going to scratch it. And he was right. And then the second game that I played was...
Not one to stream though, maybe.
No. Don't play it.
I don't want.
Don't.
Not in the way that it's hard to...
I don't like torture porn anything.
But also,
even in
like-
concept.
streaming it in a way that's like, here's the game we're streaming, and then having to pivot your emotional response live on
yes,
camera and
yeah,
be like,
yeah,
I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
It's also just like subjecting other people to it, and even though you kind of set it up for them, it's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I've been playing is Risk of Rain 2, which, this is from Lana Bachowski, the recommend came from her. She's the lead animator at Riot. And she was like, have you played Risk of Rain 2? I think you'd be really into it. And how did I not play this game when it came out? It's been out for a few years. An expansion just dropped, so that's why people are talking about it again. I think it's one of those games in my head that I thought it was like a survival game.
I think I did too. It's one of it's funny how so many games exist where you just think it's one thing and
You
it's
just
actually
assume
another.
it's something,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then I kind of just filed it away
Is it
as being
because-
like.
Is there another game that you confuse it with?
Yes, it looked exactly like the one where you're the little astronaut jumping around, and that is a survival game. I can't remember what it's called, but there's a game that looks not as hardcore
I
an
kept
art
seeing
style,
people like on my Twitch list playing Dead by Daylight, and I thought that was like a zombie.
Yeah,
A
right.
dying light or
dying
one of
light
those.
or something
yeah.
like
I mean,
that.
that's just
confusing it in my brain.
that's
with
falling
that.
victim to just lots of D and death and
Names,
all.
yeah.
Astroneer. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Chad.
right.
It totally looks like Astroneer, and I just went, oh, it's one of those survival games, and I'm not really interested in that.
Yeah, gotcha.
I did not realize it's a roguelike.
It's a roguelike wave mode. Yeah.
Oh my god, and it is
good.
so good. As soon as you jump into this game, it just immediately starts being good. It's straight away. It's like
Immediately starts being good.
So I watched Skill Up's video on it, and he pinpointed, like as he always does, so perfectly. The thing that makes this brilliant is that in so many of these games, you land and then you need to go find the thing or go explore and whatever. And here you land and all the enemies start coming for you. So as soon as you start the game, action starts happening, and you can pick all these different loadouts. You're going through different waves and trying to beat bosses and unlock to get to the next level, blah, blah, blah. Tons of people will have already played it, and so I don't need to explain too much. But if you were on the fence as to I don't know if I would like this game, or if you were crazy like me and thought it was a completely different genre, Risk of Rain 2 is so good. I played a few runs this morning, and I was immediately hooked and was just like, oh, why am I not playing this game all the time? And it's all I'm going to do. As soon as I get home tonight, and I will get home tonight at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I will immediately boot this game up and play for half an hour.
Yeah.
Didn't watch Good Game Online.
Did not watch Good Game Online. We did a video on this and we played a heap of it, and I love the.
Well, I watched a lot of your videos, but I wasn't interested in the ones about the survival games.
There you go. And I loved and
Good
finished the first Risk of Rain because I loved that old pixely side-scrolling aesthetic, and I remember being super anxious about the fact that they're like, it's now a full 3D game, because essentially it's them going, hey, we had a really good Super Nintendo game and now we're making an N64 game, or we're making the same game in the N64 engine, and by that I mean moving to full 3D, and you're like, that same game isn't going to work, is it? And you're right, it fucking works. It works so well.
It's definitely what Returnal was inspired by.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I've not played a lot. I played a lot more Returnal than I have of this, but I prefer this to Returnal. It's instantly more fun. There's less of a slog going through the whole thing.
It is. It's definitely fun. It's like fun from throughout a run.
Yeah.
It's fun. All the different things you pick up, because in a roguelike fashion, you'll pick up different weapons and that kind of thing.
There's all these things
So
you
every
can buy
playthrough is
everywhere.
different.
Yeah, yeah.
Every
And they,
playthrough feels different, and
they all
it's
stack
designed
really
around
well.
Yeah.
Really well. Sorry,
Yeah,
so
like a
how
Binding of
synergize.
Isaac style.
Get that same
Yeah.
one again, and it starts doing a bit more, and it's like is it auto firing?
No.
Or, no. Okay, right. So you are still. Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah,
remember.
but-
You got a
Yeah, it
couple
is
of different
definitely-
abilities.
I thought there was a butt coming.
No,
The way
it
you
is.
set that up.
It is designed
It
to
is
be fun.
definitely fun.
But
No. It is.
It is
The
definitely
core
fun.
philosophy for this
Full
game
stop.
is be fun, whereas Returnal is be cool.
yes.
And that's why this
sure.
is more fun.
I see,
Yeah,
I see
totally.
what you're
In general,
saying. I see
yeah.
what you're saying.
and it's got 4-player co-op as well.
well, if someone gets home at 2 in,
Oh, yeah.
I'll be home fully installed by that point.
Oh, excellent.
So-
Good. Australian internet, it only takes you 3 hours to fully install a gig and a half.
Yeah, we played a little bit in co-op when we were doing a
Yeah,
video
we
on
played
it.
a fair bit, yeah.
And it was fun. Yeah, it was fun with 2. Did we play with
I
anyone with
think
2?
John played a bit.
Yeah,
with us,
because and we played that as a 3, and it was just it's crazy how it gets so messy at the point where you're all using a heap of abilities and a heap of stackables and passives and all that kind of stuff, and the enemies start like having their area of attacks. But it's that thing where you can see through the code. I can see what you need to be doing.
I think that could have been the other thing of I saw a couple of clips of it, and I'm like, oh, this looks really messy, but it is one of those games where it's like, yeah, but when you're controlling it, you know exactly.
You're still
what's
just watching
happening.
your health bar the whole time and not knowing when to back out and when to use an ulti and stuff like that. And yeah, it's cool as well that it is a full translation of all the enemy types and character types from the first Risk of Rain, which were little pixel sprites who are fully 3D now. And it's like, they were a cool design in 2D. That wouldn't have been my first choice as a 3D one, but I recognize it from something else. So therefore it feels
Something
cool.
so strangely angular about the design. I can't quite like.
Well, again, it's coming from a 2D, like I'd almost call it 16 or 32-bit kind of art style, where they've like had to make everything that they made.
Do you remember what the first one looked like? It looked like this.
It was a really beautiful version of a modern indie retro game.
It's like Fez as a shooter
Yeah.
on an alien planet with some. Oh, the music is so good.
Looking at it now, I'm actually getting
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this. Yeah.
Looking at it now, I'm getting Pokemon Arceus vibes because the worlds are so ugly.
Sure. Yeah.
The creatures in it are beautiful and have heaps of design in them.
Yeah.
Oh, and all the things where it's like sacrifice a bit of health for like an extra bit of gold, and has all those has
the
totems
debuffs.
and
Oh, I
totems
hate that.
you're
I
like,
hate
do I
that.
risk a bit of gold and hope I get an awesome power up, and you spend it like a bloody pokey machine. You're like,
It's in the title.
Yeah,
oh my god, it is.
It's great. And so I didn't buy the expansion, which has only really, really recently come out.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna play this for a while and then get the expansion to be like, oh, and here's the new stuff in this, and be able to like.
Because the progression in this is you start with a limited amount of characters, and you kind of you learn that character's move set until you're kind of like buffed up a lot, and then you're like, okay, I've unlocked others, I'll move on to them.
Yeah.
So that's like. Yeah, you never get to finish it really as much as you're going to.
No, it's like a run-based game, so you can just keep going. But don't sleep on it like I did, like an idiot. Tita.
I've played a couple of little things, both very new. On Monday, we that wasn't a dig at everyone. It was just like they're new, but they're this week new, but they're also
They're so new
tiny ideas.
they probably should have spent longer in the oven a little bit.
On Monday, instead of doing the news because it was a public holiday, we decided to do something stupid and we jumped into the all new releases on Steam and just bought the most recent games that had come out. And
In a segment we called. Oh, pick a fucking font.
I think
Because all these games, the UI was like, oh, this was cursive, this was sans serif, this was like
I learned about that.
Comic Sans. I'm like, oh, these designers, they obviously have a great game developing ideas, but then
Yeah.
they get to the font picking.
people liked Hot Off the Press Pocket, the Chancellor.
Oh no, it definitely is hot off the press pocket.
But Mana Chess was good. There are a couple of shitties in there. And then we played for a little bit a thing called LiMiTs Escape Rooms, and we played it, and it was like, it didn't feel great for a stream game because it was like, actually spend some time thinking about this escape room. It's puzzles and stuff, and chat wasn't into it, and we went into it when
Reese
we
and
were
I
live.
played an escape room. I thought it would be more fun and more streamable than it was.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time silently just going,
thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was, I think it was Jerish
pick that
who
puzzle.
picked that puzzle
Yeah.
when we were live on stream. And I was like, as soon as we got one puzzle, I was like, I want to finish this. So I went back and there's only 2 levels and I went and finished them.
The puzzle, as like to sort of let you in on how like intriguing it was there was a news article that had on and off highlighted,
Cherish.
and then there were a bunch of light switches, and then we realized that there was like the word on and off, or the letter combinations of ON and OFF
words in the article.
were the whole way through it, and then you had to basically go in the order. It was like off, on, off, on, and do the light switches like that, which was such an obscure solution. And I jumped in to help Pete as co-op, so I'm at the light switches and he's reading it out. I'm like, this isn't going to work. And we get to the end and ding, the thing appears, and you're like, oh, that's a good
Immediate.
feeling.
That's I guess that is the joy of escape rooms.
Totally,
though. I remember
yeah.
when you and I did like a real life escape room.
The Enigma ones, I think.
The Enigma one, yeah.
Yeah.
And there was, one of the first things you go into, I think they've closed, which is why it's okay to spoil this. One of the first things you go into is like a hallway that was like all blank. There are some pictures in the wall, and then there's like nothing else. And we were like looking at pictures and stuff like that. And then I finally, on a curtain, a strap around one of the drapes that was kind of pulled back, I found something that said "Don't move," and I was just like, what do you think that means? And then Gus was like, if we all stand still, do you think that would do anything? And I was like, no, why would that do anything? And then he was like, let's try it. We all stood still, and there was a movement sensor thing that turned the lights off, and then you could see everything in glow in the dark. And I was
Neon
like,
paint or whatever it was.
what?
Yeah, amazing.
It's like a magic.
But then I was also the guy in the next room that was trying to rip carpet up to be like, there's something,
yeah.
and the voice has to be like, please stop doing that. That's not a clue.
There is nothing under that tile.
There is nothing in that is a regular PowerPoint, sir. Please.
Fork out of it. But yeah, these are there's 2 missions, and seeing this stuff won't spoil. I mean, it'll spoil a couple of puzzles, but there's heaps of puzzles in them. They're about an hour each, and they're quite complex. They're definitely like lateral thinking. And I got stumped a few times, and I was by myself. And you can have, I think, 8 players in a server.
Oh, cool.
So you can have 8 people walking around trying to solve stuff.
It says up to 8 players. Suggested 4 to 6.
Yeah, I think it's like overkill. Maybe
It's like they got to 8.
Are they avatars?
Yeah, there are avatars. Yeah. And there's a really good hint system as well that is obviously like as thought out as the game of going like, I know what puzzle you're up to, and I'm going to break down a hint system to be like a 4-part hint system for this puzzle, so that you only need. I'm only going to give you as much of a nudge as you need, and then there's like a 5-minute cooldown on the hint. So you go, I want a hint, and it's like, you haven't looked behind this chair. And I was like, okay, shit. I know that I need to go and look behind that chair, and I find something behind the chair, and it hasn't told me how to use the thing that's behind the chair.
It's just like,
I
that's
just
where
now
the
have
first-
And you
something I
can't
can
spam
look
next
at and
clue
go,
either
exactly.
straight away. It's like, think on that clue for a while rather than just jump onto this again.
Yeah, I think it's like it's and you know, you learn very quickly that there's like between the 2 rooms that you do, it's like, the things that I learned in the first one, which is slightly easier, it's like was just move everything. If there's something that you can touch, throw it around because there might be something around there. So
And can you reset stuff?
yeah, there's a single button press to go like all the cups that you threw around the room can go back to the
beautiful.
back
Yeah,
to where
cool.
they're set. So it's like if you do like
I love this shit.
I mean, and it's like they're good puzzles. They are varied in what there's math puzzles. There's like word based puzzles. There's just like lateral thinking puzzles, and it's cool. They're very cool.
What's it called?
LiMiTs escape room
LiMiTs
games.
It's a nice room. I wouldn't escape it. Had a pool table.
It's a lovely house.
Leather couch. Had a flat texture outside.
Oh, here we go.
Surely not.
People.
All right. Well, yes, well done.
People in chat.
I would so do that. The little
People in chat were saying that it was Nano Jeans, not Jared.
There we go.
Nano
This is $5.
Yes.
$2 less than
It's
What?
like it just came out.
That's
It's like,
ridiculous.
it's LiMiTs' first game.
Incredible.
Whatever limit is.
Yeah.
Good job. So some really cool puzzles. And if you're into that kind of thing, that's a good one, and it's cheap as, and there's 2 levels. So
Yeah, great.
get into it. And the other thing that I've been playing is obviously
the boobs are to be looked
boobs are to be looked at.
They spelled it right.
The other thing that I played is obviously Wordle took over the world.
Yes.
And everyone's been trying to cash in on that success with variations on it. And some have been really interesting and some have been just carbon copies. I go to bed and I do Wordle, Hurdle, and Framed.
So I've done Hurdle, which is the music one.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Brilliant idea.
Brilliant idea.
Hurdle, you play a second. Can you guess the song in the first second? No. Here's another 1.5 seconds until you get 16 total seconds of the song.
Are the songs like,
Oh, they're
Pop.
proper songs.
Yeah.
but are they like, because I'm not a music person. I don't know.
No,
music.
you'd get a
Yeah, you
I
get
have
a lot
just
of them.
recently
They're pop.
discovered the band Imagine Dragons, which has been really fun for Peter over the past month.
It's just been a spam. It's been a spam.
They'll be-
bag.
I
Is this because of Arcane?
Arcane,
Yeah.
Yes. And once I started, I was like, this is a good song. And then once I started listening to them, I was like, I've heard all of these songs at a different point, but I had no idea they were from the same band.
Imagine Dragons have some very good songs, but it is the antithesis of what Peter enjoys doing
Yeah,
with his
yeah.
ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but it's like I don't love it.
Steph does not watch US sports. Yes.
they are considered like the modern Nickelback, I think.
No, one person said that. Listen, that's not
Yeah,
fair.
I like Chad
That's
Kroger
not
who
fair.
said it.
I like Nickelback songs. Nickelback have some good songs, but they totally got.
But I
banned
also,
because they got overplayed.
but
They
I
got
feel like
overplayed, which is
Nickelback are
Nickelback
also
then.
just a bit.
Okay, I feel I feel like we do
Sorry,
need to rein this
sorry.
one back
Back
in
to
a
the
little
game.
bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hurdle.
Listen to songs. Framed.wtf, you'd love.
Yeah, right.
It is. It feeds you a still image from a film. And it's usually pretty obscure. And then you go, if you guess it, you go next frame. You get six frames from
Frame
film.
dot-
From
WTF.
Framed.wtf.
Yep. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the newest one, which is Redactyl.
I walked in when you were playing this, and I was like, "What's going on here?"
Redactyl pulls a random article from Wikipedia, not French Wikipedia.
French Wikipedia, talk
Not
about
French
none.
But wait, this Le Wikipedia.
Le Wikipedia. Redactyl pulls a random article from Wikipedia. It leaves like 5% of the words. It leaves your ands and your twos and your thes and some other
The classics.
some classics. And then your objective is to determine what the article is about.
Holy
The
shit,
head
I
of the article.
love this.
So you're really like kind of taking a swing in the dark to start off with.
How much information do you have to supply as the answer, or do you get to choose from like?
What do you mean?
How do you?
You know nothing. Everything is redacted.
Yes, but like when you have to figure out what the article is about, correct?
Correct.
How are you submitting the answer?
So you guess a word, and
I did the framed. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
keep doing this.
I love that. By the way, you just gave her hurdle, him frame,
Yeah.
and me redact.
yeah.
Like choice.
I like the pictures
It's
were
like-
fun to look at. And Nick's like, look at this article.
okay, so you type a word in the bottom, and then you get a hit on the right there. You say it tells you how many hits you got. So
Yep.
how many redacted words are now revealed. If the word is correct, it shows you.
So you write a word that could be redacted.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
You're trying to determine what this article is about.
Yep.
And you don't really have anything to work off. So you start pretty generic and then you hone down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but my question was like,
On the right is the column of words that I've entered.
okay.
So he could write the word elephant
Yeah.
if it was an article.
Oh,
if he's
gotcha.
like, I think
Yes,
this is an article about
you have to submit
a zoo.
the
You have to
correct
you're-
word.
Yeah, you're making guesses at words, individual words. If you do a typo, that's an entry that was just
Yep.
wrong and gets 0 hits.
But you start with something
Can you
like-
give me an example of like
Well,
what?
this is yesterday's one, so it's not a spoiler for anyone. You can't play it anymore. And it ended up being the article was prophecy. The article header was prophecy.
Wow.
And so I guessed, and I went back and redid this because it was my first go at it, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and it took me 200 and something words because I was just like playing around.
Yeah.
The idea is to guess what the article is in as few words as possible with the most accuracy you can. So you
And the
lose
correct
accuracy.
answer was prophecy.
And the correct answer was prophecy.
Right.
So by guessing time, it's now, what was my first word. And then you click on the word that you typed in and it said,
right.
I got 3 hits. I click on it, it shows me where those words were. I now have maybe some context either side of the word time where I can go like, whatever. I put in Christ and it goes, there's a blank Christ, blank, blank, blank. And I'm like, all right, maybe it's Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints. And it was. And then I'm like, well, is it religion? And then boom, it's religion. And then it's like,
Right.
Can I
well,
just ask again?
so it's like you're doing just a bunch of kind of like word play.
I get
Yeah,
that, but
yeah,
then
yeah.
the final guess of what is the article.
Yes.
You then have to make a leap in points to be like,
Yeah.
what is the subject?
Yes.
That's kind of
Yeah.
like for me,
What
articles
you're
could
trying
be
to get out of the.
It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like
a headline that could be like.
I guess it could
It
be.
shows you
I guess
one
it could
word.
technically be
Typically
Watergate,
one
but it's usually more generic.
it's going to
right?
be a subject title like.
Not necessarily. It's random.
Okay.
I've done
right.
word.
I did today's one.
Prophecy.
So what's
Prophecy.
The, so
I did
wonder how
today's
that's
one,
been
and
coded.
it was very funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Like not in like a. It's just it's a joy.
This sounds more fun to me than Wordle, Hurdle, and whatever the other.
I'm doing it right now.
Even though I don't know
So it's like it's a joy because you're like it could be anything. There's no word that gives you any context. So
and I like
started
the, and I
down,
like
you're
the
like,
added
it's
bonus
such
of
a-
the fact that it makes you feel like you're uncoding a fun spy message.
Totally. Absolutely. And as soon as you guess the article header, it reveals the full article to you.
All of Pocket's doing it right now.
Yeah. It's sick.
We've lost our audience.
This is number 13 or 14, today's one. So it's been up for 2 weeks.
Okay, right. Yeah, it's relatively
and
new.
so it's
And then, sorry, the only thing I did miss at the start is you've got infinite guesses. It's just a question of how few you can do it in.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
And is there a thing you can share to Twitter?
I think so. Yeah. There's like stats and stuff.
But it would be a
Does it look,
stat
but does it
kind of
look
thing.
cool? Like
Probably.
Wordle?
No, it's not like I guessed it in
that
this
was-
many guesses with that percentage. It's not good. It doesn't have that viral little edge
Yeah,
of the
because that was
amounts,
so cool.
It'll
about
be
that.
you did it with this many words.
It's on a
or-
browser, so I assume you can do it on a phone, but it'd be awkward. You'd probably want to do it on a PC.
Yeah.
Reese is right. Start with boobs. Do you have your word that you start
It
with?
is really hard.
It's hard.
because
It's hard until
you
it feels impossible.
find the word that
the
you
whole time
unlock.
it feels
It's like,
impossible
it's like
until you're
celebrity
onto
heads
something.
or whatever. You're kind of just having to kind of land in the right zone, and then you can be like, oh,
But
okay.
what you're saying is
Then
the
you have to
level of
write a lot of
satisfaction every time is equal every time you're like, I did it again.
Because
Like,
it's
you just
so
don't like-
varied.
Yeah,
right?
and you
Because it's
start
like,
a fresh one and go, Jesus, where do I start
to
with this?
jump from
Jesus.
prophecy yesterday to what today's
Can you do
answer
it on your
was like,
phone, or
oh,
do
this
you
could be
have to be on
anything.
No, we just said it's
Look, he's
probably
got
not
it.
going
sorry.
to run that
Yeah.
well. 'cause
He's on
it's-
it.
Somebody will make an app version. Somebody will make an app version. There's got to be an app version.
Anyway,
It
it's all,
needs, to, it needs to be. You need to
We've
be
lost
able to
Nick
do
now. Close the
Okay, it may have something to do with food.
it's legit so cool.
I love it. That is
cool.
so cool. And yes, the interface is great.
Yeah.
Like just putting the word in, and then it comes up and it just tells you how many hits. And then you can just click on the word. Yeah, that's slick.
Oh, maybe.
Try cooking companions.
Steph,
I tried cooking, and it gave me a couple of hits.
Maiden Muse says doing it on their phone right now, and it's fine. So
Okay,
it
cool.
might work on it. It's just it's
Okay.
browser based, so it's going to be a little
Love it.
funky.
Definitely the format of like your column on the right with
Yeah,
the full
yeah,
article
yeah,
on the
yeah.
left was nice.
Also,
it could be
play-
optimized for mobile. but-
Nick, when you do train and bus home, that looks sick to be on a bus.
Oh, totally. I could
With that,
totally be doing
slowly,
this.
someoone like, oh my God.
No, I'll
look
get
for the
stabbed.
FBI.
Someone will take my bag.
peering
Wear
over
trench
the-
coats
yeah.
everywhere from now on.
Well, I normally do wear a trench coat, but this is now for a legit
wear a
nice
jaunty
rig.
hat.
Yeah, okay. Love it.
There you
This
go.
is fantastic.
It's a lot of fun, and it's now like it's the longest one
Oh,
in a
yeah.
daily routine because
Totally.
I don't do that one at midnight because I do the other three at midnight because I'm
Because
like
then
I
Steph
can go to
rolls
bed
over
now.
and Pete's there with a cigarette and glasses on the end of his nose doing a redacted article being like, for
3
Come to
hours.
bed. I got to finish this.
Because
game."
like, and you know, I looked up after I did the first one. I went to the subreddit and I was like, you know, to find the people that were like heaps into it, and someone was like, I got it in 7 guesses with an accuracy of 85%
Wow.
or something, and I was like, and this was yesterday's one, and I was like, that feels impossible, and people were like, that's insane, and he was like, well, I do it with my partner, and we spend at least 10 minutes discussing
Each word.
what our next guess will be.
Wow.
Because we want to get a hit. And so like they'll write down 50 words it could be and go, it's most likely that one, so let's guess that one.
Wow.
So
That must have really
fun.
inside to dinner parties.
yeah, man.
That's great.
That's fun. It's fun.
I can check that out.
Well, like Storm's done
Nick.
11. That's huge.
Back in the room.
Awesome.
Shit.
Will.
Me?
Yeah, Will.
Yeah,
you've
Pete,
played
do you
a
want
game,
to? Do you want to? Yeah, cool.
I should guess. Shit.
I've been playing games. We're back. Nick's back.
Yeah,
by the way.
I'm here.
Nick's,
I'm
Nick's
listening
back,
to you.
everybody. There he is. I've been playing a game I played earlier this year. It's more Lego. Got an update because it came to consoles, and it's Lego Builder's Journey, and now with extra value.
It's just checking
keeping
up.
an eye on you.
Yeah.
You did do the scratch before.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna go,
Man, I'm missing it.
This is a game, I already own this. This came to PlayStation this week. And alongside it is this, which is a free build mode. It's on the PC version as well.
This is the ray traced Lego game?
Yes.
Yep.
The one that was kind of like about a 2-hour little story with the characters down in the lower bit of that. And then this just is kind of a sandbox thing. But it's interesting because it's a sandbox thing in the way that the game is, in that it gives you select pieces to play with. But you can continually like refresh it and give you more and more pieces. And as soon as you place a piece, it gives you it back. So you can kind of keep that
Right.
cycle.
Hi.
I'm just...
Big sigh.
I just... Let me have all the Lego
I know,
all
Gus.
the time. And I said this last week when we talked about Lego Star Wars. I was
Yeah.
like, I always imagined that you'd be able to just fuck around with it a bit more. And I was like, finally, a free mode. And they're like,
Yeah.
only these pieces.
It's
Only open these ones first, Gus.
Yeah.
You're swallowing them again.
Because the game definitely like forces you down a certain path. This is giving you a plate to do whatever you want with. There's no end goal, but it was a bit disappointing, especially because this game is so gorgeous. I was like,
Totally.
This is. I guess it's maybe just a bit of a taster for that other Lego game that's coming up.
So that's what I
The
wanted to
next
ask.
tease.
Yeah.
What's that one again? Remind me, because I'm
I
trying to look
can't
it up.
remember what it's. I'm sure chat.
But that's essentially like it's this engine. It's this beautiful ray traced plastic. But they give you a board and hopefully all the pieces we can play with, and you get to make
Whatever
vehicles and stuff like that.
Because
Okay,
there's a lot of all the limitations that were in the main game. Like this is building a vehicle, and there are pieces that you usually would be able to put a stud in the front of. Everything's placed like down.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of like stuff that I'm like, cool, I can build whatever I want, but actually there's like a lot of limitations still there.
It's crazy that the best Lego game is still Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah.
Like they absolutely nailed the fun of building something out of pieces, and Lego still just, except for Lego Worlds, which was just like it wasn't a fun game.
I think because with Banjo-Kazooie as well, it's for me, and Will, you can correct me because half the games you play are Lego games. I feel like a lot of Lego stuff is build the thing and look at it.
Yeah.
Whereas Banjo-Kazooie is like build the thing and now
See how broken it is.
This is how it would work. And that's
Yeah.
kind of what, when you build something with Lego as a kid, you were then like, okay, I'm going to fly it around the room with my hand and pretend blah, blah, blah. And that's what Banjo-Kazooie kind of was. And that was the joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think Lego Worlds is totally the one that gets closest to that. I think you can build things and drive them around, but it was a bit disappointing. The limitations of it mean that if you want to build Pockety, he ends up looking pretty gross.
Pockety.
I wouldn't swallow that.
Yeah, there you go. But
My God.
it's at least because I know one of the main things you guys were talking about is, as always, it's like $25. The story's quite short.
That's
This is at least, this is a nice extra thing to come back to the game and give you something to do. And the way creators online, I'm sure they'll make the most of this.
So this was a free update as like a play mode.
Come back in and play with it. And it's on all consoles that it's on now. It just came alongside the PlayStation
Is it just
release.
spitting out random pieces?
Yeah, and the bucket on the
so
top.
annoying.
That stresses me.
It's so annoying because I'm just clicking through it, hoping for a good piece, and then the bucket up top has like 8 colors, and you cycle through it and paint every piece there. So
That's so annoying.
It's an incredibly finicky. It feels very much like let's make something in this engine and then move on forever.
Well, they're waiting for because the Epic and Lego are doing their like metaverse thing as well. So I'm sure that will be the.
Well, yeah, we were looking up. It's Bricktails is the other one.
Yeah, cool.
And there's some screenshots of that where there's like a free build mode. But I've just looked closer and it's like 6 times those pieces. I was like, stop limiting me.
Stop it.
I don't have to buy it. It's virtual. I can have as much as I want. I'm assuming there's like a full free build mode in that.
Yeah,
But
fingers crossed.
God, it's still just pretty to look
It's
at.
a stunning
Yeah,
game.
the art
It's
is
also
good.
every time I've loaded it up, the first minute is hell. And then it just works out how to be alive. But
Yeah,
there's
right.
just are you actually going to? And then it just clicks into gear. But
Yeah,
it is-
right.
You don't actually want all this ray trace, right? Like that, you're not a crazy person.
Yeah.
Cool. So that is Lego Builder's Journey Creative Mode. That's what Will's been playing. Games we spoke about in this segment. Stranger Things, Far Cry.
Far Cry 6, Stranger Things, The Vanishing.
Vanished.
Oh, God.
Only one game still.
Midnight Ghost Hunt, Crystal Caves, Cooking Companions, Risk of Rain 2, Limits Escape Room Games, Redactyl, and Lego Builder's Journey Creative Mode. Those are all the games that we have been playing this week. Do you want to play some games? Well, you're in luck because one of our Pocketeers, Bluey, has kindly agreed to give away to you some games in a segment we're going to call Blue's Clothes.
Well, the sweetest thing on the show.
So happy about that.
Beautiful.
You beautiful man.
Oh my God. Well done, Will.
Amazing.
Now, Will,
Yeah.
stop making him title cards for things he comes up with.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes. That's all. 30 minutes.
10 times 30 minutes.
I did say it's like we'll spend no more than 30 minutes making a title card for this. And then he said, I promise I will spend 30 Will minutes making it. To which I replied, Me asking you to spend no more than 30 minutes is the same as a Naughty Dog employee manager going, you don't have to work overnight, but everyone else here is. Bluey contacted me on Discord and said that they have a bunch of games, Steam codes that they've been given or won or whatever for games that they already have in their library, so they can't redeem them.
And they wanted to share the love.
They wanted to share the love, and so Blue's Clothes is the clunkiest title name.
We've hidden the codes in the room. Isn't that how that show works? I never watched that show.
I think that is how that show works. But Bluey's in chat right now. Fantastic. So we're going to give away 3 now, and we'll give away a few more later in the show. So the codes we are going to give away. The first one is for Satisfactory. We're going to do Nightbot rolls.
Great game.
So the first one is going to be for Satisfactory, and we do need. Oh, we need a keyword. I never thought about. Let's just make the code the keyword Bluey. BLUEY is the code for all of this. So it's Bluey. The first game is Satisfactory. Please don't enter if you already own a copy of it because you can't redeem it.
And then you'll have to give it away, and you'll have to reach out to us. We'll have to make a new title card based on your name and a whole new segment. It's a lot of work.
A different one for each
Correct.
game. If otherwise, because you're saying if they don't have Satisfactory, they might.
Oh, right.
they can
Okay.
use the
Yeah.
second game, but they're still using Bluey. Then
I'll just use different variations of the word
Bluey
blue.
two.
Yeah, the
Tui.
blue.
The second one.
Okay, we're gonna roll it, ladies and gentlemen.
Be free.
Be free.
Just a lot of step
There
bases.
they go.
Yeah, they are.
Satisfactory, you got into a little bit of
I
this.
did.
You streamed it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tons of fun. It's
First
awesome.
person kind of like
Factory build.
factory management.
Yeah.
Player though.
Is it?
I think so.
It
You're
can
right.
be. Yeah.
Oh.
It's
It can be, but I
It
would.
can be, but up to 8, but probably 6.
it is.
Thinking of Factorio.
I was going to say there's a few of them.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I
I
think.
thought Factorio was the top-down one.
Yeah. Factoria's
I
the top-down one.
I'm thinking
Satisfactory. I
Satisfactory.
think Satisfactory is multiplayer.
And you can build a lot of like
Both
tall.
multiplayer.
Well, only chat wasn't in.
Some are green.
Thing, but it's quit it.
It's done. SROM 55.
Hey,
Hey, Srom! Congratulations. Ben's going to reach out to you and send you your copy of Satisfactory. We're going to go straight into the next one. This one is for Sunset Overdrive.
Oh.
I finished that game.
Yeah.
I really liked that game when it came out. That was like one of the next gen games for
It was
Xbox
one of the early Xbox One games, yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Yep.
was kind of a-
and the code for that will be
skateboard.
skateboard.
There it is. You
too
don't
long.
skateboard in the game.
Don't you?
No,
No.
but the code is skateboard because
Skateboard is
the code is skateboard.
Played Sunset Overdrive. I'm sure you skateboard at some point.
grind
grind on
grind
rails.
rails.
And you rail
Swing
ride
and
the tower
like-
lines and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of a Jet Set Radio-esque movement,
Skateboard.
but there's no skateboard. Well, there might be one bit of... It's a very funky city.
really a
I'm sure
skateboard,
there
yeah.
are no skateboards,
Yeah,
but
okay.
there is no... Yeah.
Yeah.
There is in the chat.
It's a good one. And it was very what's the word I'm looking for? Radical.
It was. Can I just point out that, like, there's a few first-time chats, and their first-time chat ever is just, skateboard! It just disappears. There it is. You
was that?
used your first time.
And kill it.
Board skate winged bandit. Come on, mate. What are you doing? Hopefully you've already played it. That's why you've been...
And then it
That's a
said, I love you
classic-
less
That's a
with two labels.
classic chat meme.
Toxic Hoof.
Hey, well done,
Toxic
Toxic Hoof. Congratulations. To make this easier, Toxic Hoof, can you send a message to Backpocket in Twitch chat? And that way Ben doesn't need to hunt you down. And then the third one for this part is Fable Anniversary.
Oh, man.
Delightful.
Going back.
Come on.
I never played the Anniversary Edition. I played
No,
the
neither
original.
did I.
But, damn, it's a good game.
Yeah.
The code is
It is
Chickens.
seawater.
seawater.
Yeah, one word.
Seawater, one word.
SEAWATER.
Cool.
Why?
Because it's got nothing to do with the game.
Yep.
Chickens had something to do with the game.
know.
So,
So excited for the
close.
new Fable game. So
There's
excited.
a word that is related to the game.
You
That's
pick
the
skateboard.
joke.
Skateboard.
You pick skateboard.
Ben
Steph.
Dixon.
Come on.
That's
Joke about me.
there
Come
it
on.
is.
Related if you grind.
Come on.
Related if you grind.
It's related if you cry.
Put that on a t-shirt this year. When's the new
I
one?
saw plenty of water in that game.
When's the next
It was
one?
more lakes,
slated?
though.
Fable- the
Not
next Fable?
slated.
No,
They
it's
haven't.
Just there was
It's
just
confirmed.
teaser.
It's not.
Yeah.
That's as far as it goes.
Yeah, right.
Seawater. Fergamon05, thank you for your first chat being seawater.
Kill it. I hope you win, Fergamono.
Whatever happened to Molyneux?
Oh, who cares?
Goddess, I think, was the last big disaster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Laughing Seal.
Hey, laughing all the way to Steam to redeem that code. Laughing Steel, contact Backpack on Twitch. You get yourself a game. That's a segment we like to call.
Not that fast.
Beautiful. As someone said before we started, we're going to run out of codes, obviously, from Bluey, unless you keep submitting them. But if anyone has spare codes, send them in just so we can use that title card again. And we'll attribute it to you in some way. But
You'll pop up behind the couches.
It'll be Bluey's clothes. Sponsored by.
Sponsored
Oh, we'll
by.
shoehorn your name.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it
It'll
out.
get messy.
We'll find a way.
And speaking
We'll
of
find a way.
shoehorn Pocketeer names into our show, we're going to take a very short break and we'll be back with more Back Pocket after this.
Mountain! History is filled with almosts. For those who almost achieved their dream of looking like Freddie Mercury. Who almost got their name pronounced correctly, but not quite.
Toxichorg! What's a hog? Hog? What is the hog?
But then there are those who steal their nerve, put on their fishnets, and utter the 6 simple words which have been whispered by the intrepid since the time of the Romans. My twin is my worm wang. Toxicoin, the finest in crypto tech. Fill up your butt wallet today. Bit wallet. Now clench.
Hi, Mum, I can't talk. I'm solving a murder. Gus, hang on, one sec. Ask her who she thinks killed Uncle Marcus. Mum, just quickly, who do you think killed Uncle Marcus? Fair enough, all good. That was my mum. Excellent. Who is currently away down the coast. Want to know what she's doing? What is she doing? She's burying my uncle's ashes.
And now we see the streamer in their natural environment. Oh, that was so close.
So close. Oh, right, I forgot you're dead, Bmac.
Yeah, Loki, just give it a little bit of time, but then I'll change it back to whole. When you say I want that, we'll go back to whole.
They're down! They're gone! Somebody without purr! Oh, there's like a whole team here!
No! Destiny is f***ing Don't.
Oh, thank I'm still gone. I'm still gone. Time stop.
Chat, you're just too distracting. Too pretty. Oh, you're so classy. Too hot. We got R2 now.
Truly fantastic.
Oh, welcome back, and a big thank you to Belly Kate, Bmac there for words from our sponsors, and of course, Toxichorg's commercial finally made it in. Toxichorg.
Toxicoin.
About time.
Toxicoin. Invest today.
It's good.
For those who didn't pick up on it, it was a riff on that crypto ad from Matt
Matt
Damon.
Damon.
It was
Yeah.
hilariously awful.
I just love the thing I got out of that is discovering my new superpower that I can tell Pete and clench. He's doing it. He's doing it. Only when I tell him.
Come in handy.
Yeah, release.
I had no idea what was being shot that day. I just saw a message in the Slack that was just Pete's butt in fishnets, and I was like,
Okay.
What'd you think?
well, I was like, what's going on?
That's normally home time activity. Yeah.
I feel
That's
like
for mama.
what's happening?
Peter.
What's, happening
What did
over
they
there?
feel like to wear?
They were great.
He was so
Yeah.
excited
Oh,
wearing it. He's like,
stoked.
he was like
breathe
strutting
so
around
well.
the office. He was like,
There's just holes.
They breathe
It's more hole than fabric.
How supportive?
Not supportive.
No,
and I tore them.
he ripped the gusset straight away.
Yeah, I tore the crotch.
You minx. Excellent. Love it. Okay, cool. Something else I love before we get on to our next segment. I mean, of course, they've never been this close to your butt before any other commercial. It's Dream PC.
Sure.
Talk about dreams of things that are not PC. It's Pete's butt. If you dream it, we build it. Dream PC proudly offer easy-to-configure PCs via their website. Bespoke systems built to order. They are an authorized Australian market parts reseller, and they provide live updates via their build tracker, so you can watch your computer be built in near real time. Go to go.dreampc.com.au/backpocket.
Steal that away.
You took that off. Lucky I'm a professional.
Professional.
And I keep that in the noggin. Dream PC, the Dream PC manufacturer of Backpocket's choice.
Or our dreams.
That's better.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah, but you're a professional.
But I keep it all up here. Okay, let's move on now. Thank you very much, Dream PC, for your continued support. One day you might see one of our butts in fishnets. It's time for our next segment. A little something we like to call...
Pete's party, yeah. It's Pete's party time. Party.
Alive, mate. The mic's alive. Welcome to Pete's Party. It is sponsored by someone.
Okay.
I don't know who. He knows. Oh, it's Rhys?
Yeah, because we kind of classified this as very good gameplay.
Yeah, this is a great gameplay.
Rhys.
It's great gameplay.
Rhys.
Welcome to a Pete's Party time, everyone. How exciting. Give me 1 sec. I'm just going to put some music on.
Oh, do it.
Oh, please. Put
Is it
some
Robbie?
party music on.
Put some
Is it what?
Robbie?
No, it's not Robbie. Couldn't
Is it
afford
sounded like Robbie?
Couldn't afford Robbie. It's Matt Damon's cover band.
Ah, good.
No, we've got a segment that's recurring. This is the second time we've done this segment. The first time we did this segment,
We're in lockdown.
it went really well, but it was it was when we were in lockdown, the first time we were in lockdown, and I came up with something that I felt we could do with some physical distance between us all, just in case someone wanted to strangle someone else. And that, of course, was breaking the fellowship.
Be silent. Keep your forward tongue behind your teeth.
Half of tonight's episode is just fucking banger segment.
I love that you just ripped the audio from when we just.
I was like, I need to find a sounder like Howard Shaw. I was like, wait a minute.
That's us.
I have something better.
You come through the clearest in that. You've got the strongest.
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff.
She's pitch perfect.
Vibrato.
She's professional. For those who don't recall, in Breaking the Fellowship, we're going to be so honest, it hurts. A series of questions about the Back Pocket team will ask us to identify who among us is the most blank. We'll all write down our answers on our boards, and we'll reveal at the same time, at which point we have to justify our responses while offering our apologies to any offended parties. An example might be which member of Team Back Pocket is the worst at leaving the toilet seat up. And
Who do you think that is?
Are we supposed
that's
to...
just an example.
Okay, it's just an example.
Because the answer is Gus.
Yeah.
But we all know that.
Well, not only is the answer Gus,
It's only Gus.
the man, half an hour before we started recording, was talking about whether or not he could get a urinal installed in his home bathroom.
That's true. It's like, I'm done with seats in general.
Can't ever be wrong with a urinal.
Now that you have a lady in your life, you got to change it.
I have
Gotta
changed
change
it.
it.
I changed it after it blew up on the show. I was like,
You did not, sir.
No, he does. He makes her pee standing up.
Okay.
I hate this game. Oh dear.
I'll crank it a little.
Oh, what did you do?
No, I also have a board.
Okay.
By smashing it on the ground. Very good.
Okay, so everyone's brought a question as well, because the fun of this is being surprised by the question.
Of course.
And we'll start off with like a tame classic. We'll roll your eyes at. But I'm gonna go.
It's either going to be tame or it's going to be the most horrific.
We're going to start at the deep end.
No,
Music is very loud. Music's too loud.
Why can't I hear it?
Here, let me blow a whistle
it's
to
not
help.
on B. Will, can you crank?
I'll push B.
Yeah, I'll do it there. Music too loud. Music too loud. Louder than us. Music loud. Ouchies. keep a monitor on that channel, and maybe hit B for me, mate.
I've hit B.
Thank you. Can't hear it at all. That's so weird. Yeah, there it is. A little bit.
There we go. A little
that's
bit
what,
daddy.
that's what you were
Come on.
complaining about? Shut up. That's wonderful.
No, that's too. It was like.
Can never be too loud, big
probably
brass
on there,
jazz.
Wasn't listening.
Start spreading. Sorry.
Okay, let's get started, shall we?
Yeah.
Tame. Which member of Team Back Pocket has the most drip?
Oh, fuck. That's not tame at all.
I don't
So
know what that
tame.
means.
I always go for the
Is it
one.
me? It must be me.
All right. What is drip?
What is drip?
I learned what drip is.
Oh, now we're saying? I've got my answer.
Because I'm hip with the kids.
All right.
Okay.
Do we reveal it once?
Yeah. Well, I guess to the front camera. Let's do the wide.
To the wide?
Is that gonna work?
Ready?
And then we'll have to do singles and explain.
Yeah, exactly.
Ready, set, go.
Ooh.
Will, and Pete, what does yours say?
Will.
Mine says Steph.
Steph, Nick,
There's a Nick there.
Will.
There's a
I
Nick.
put Will.
I've written.
And we've got a poll for chat. There you go. Okay.
We've got a poll in chat. Hang on. And I've also got. I should be able to bring the poll up there so we can see it.
Oh, groovy.
So-
What,
I said.
seriously?
I said.
It's like
Will.
It's like good fashion sense. Good
Okay.
style.
I said Will his shoes.
Yep.
Because
yep.
he's wearing some pretty sick
Show
kicks
everyone
today.
your shoes, Will.
Well, yeah.
Ready? See?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty badass.
That's badass.
So it's you're dripping in fashion.
So sorry.
Also, only person that would wear a pajama shirt out.
That's true.
That's not true. I've worn a pajama shirt out.
See, it's
Camisole
normal.
is a pajama shirt, and it
Chat.
came with a set of matching satin shorts.
Let's
I
make
wore it
those
as a
polls
top.
like 3 to 5 minutes next time because that's how long it takes us to reveal.
I voted Will because I thought it was rude to vote for myself. But I also voted for Will because I think that Will has. I don't know whether or not you put a lot of thought into how you dress. Do you?
Not particularly.
Yeah, you have you have a really strong style, and I really like it. I always think you come in and I'm like interested in what you're wearing, so that's why I vote for Will.
But what you're saying is you think a lot about what you're planning on wearing.
No, I was saying like I don't know. I don't think Will puts a lot of thought into his clothes, but what he has is a very strong style.
Right.
Yeah.
Does dripping involve?
Drip is just style. Drip is just like you look cool and like you have your clothes are interesting.
And typically at like a sense of fashion that is like has a lot of personality, that it doesn't feel derivative or like, you know, it's someone who's a trendsetter basically.
I like to wear all black sometimes.
That's true.
Stephanie Benedict.
I chose Nick because I feel like you have a style that is deliberate.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of what I wear throughout my life has been kind of confused expressions of, am I this person? And then I get exhausted and I just wear jeans and a t-shirt.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Whereas I feel like every time I see you in something, I'm like, he's specifically chosen this shirt and this is in line with the other shirts that he wears, and they're all kind of funky and cool in some way, and they're like interesting colors, and they're not like the typical things you would see at H&M. It's like Nick Boy style. And
I get tired looking at your clothing sometimes. It's exhausting in a fashionable way.
Good. It's a classic Gus backhand compliment.
Very nice. Lovely.
Gus.
I chose Will because his shoes.
There you go. Will. Pete.
Let's see him. There they are.
Oh, they're the same ones.
So good.
So flexible.
So good. And the sole is cool too.
And I chose Steph, but it was between Nick and Steph. You both have.
Did you choose me because I'm a Twilly?
I chose you because you're Twilly.
Did you choose Steph because you don't have to go home with me tonight?
Hey, I'm good at other things. I mean, that was weird.
Moving on. That's another classic Steph.
Hey, Steph. Soma.
Hey, Nick.
Wobble barrel. Okay. Yeah, and while you say that your style varies, it changes all the time. Like, who am I? It also means that you've got multiple styles that are like, Steph's doing that today. That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
And owning it.
Like a psychopath with multiple personalities.
No. You have
It's like
great
you
fashion
fucked up
sense.
and you're like, you look good in whatever.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. You have awesome fashion sense. Will?
I had to add the addendum. Now I know what drip is because I was just saying Gus and I sweat a lot.
He's right. My body
Good.
temperature keeps
And
going
so
up.
what is your addendum?
That you're the style man.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Nick boy.
I'm
Nick
always
boy.
just like, it's all the Instagram ads that you pull from that I'm like, no one should be able to wear that. And maybe the elevator helps, but
The elevator does help a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Underlit by orange. No one's ever tried that, but it works.
There you go. It works. Okay.
All right.
Anyone like the communal rag?
No, I'm fine.
Sure. Anyone?
I've got a rubber.
Stephanie, communal rag?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be keeping this.
So that's pretty good.
Why am I not fashionable,
Use the number of your pen.
Can you still for me?
Jeez, you get one.
To be fair, this is not one of the things that she was good at.
She's not good at that.
It's not. This is not one of them.
There's the rag. It came back. with
I'll
you.
take the dirty one.
All right. Pete,
All right.
how do we go from this?
How do we go on from We go
How do we
to
move forward as a
our
family?
next question. And yeah, if we can make the poll a bit longer, because I believe Nick won the audience poll, and I don't recall who was what the rest.
It was
I was
Nick.
pretty sure it was Steph.
It was
Nick Will.
Nick, Will, Steph,
Probably Gus. Pete.
Gus, Pete, I think.
Yeah. Which is not fair tonight because I look he's better than you.
Well, the turquoise really pops.
Sure pops.
I bought in that.
Teal's really getting a good run these days.
All right.
Really pop.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Liz. Okay, the next question. Which member of Team Back Pocket is good at other things? What should I say? The best at things.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm not going to do that. It was just a joke based on what Steph said.
Oh, no, I thought that was a
my
good
answer.
question.
Yeah. Do you think it's a good question?
But no, I thought no. No, not even sex stuff. Because I thought that was a legit question. I was like, oh, it's a toss up between you two because you're both really handy.
other things.
Like you're really good. Like I'm like, oh, if I could pick someone to be.
Wait, is this sex? Sorry, no. I thought you were like. I was so confident. It was both of you. You're so handy. I was like, wow.
Okay, shut up.
All right. Which member? Which member of Team Back Pocket is the best travel companion?
I was going to ask that. Great question, Peter.
Oh, fuck.
Oh man. That's so hard.
That's a good question.
It is good.
Oh, shit.
Oh, don't look. Nobody look.
I genuinely didn't. But then you said don't look, and I needed to not look away too hard
I don't know.
to look like I was looking. I was like, I wasn't.
Will, have you travelled with us? We've travelled with you.
Gus gets blacked out drunk. I remember some of it.
All right.
I remember the first drink.
Come on. We got to reveal.
Okay, we got to reveal. 3, 2, 1.
It's hard to
Pete.
see.
I got Gus.
Pete, you got. What have you got?
I got you, Pete.
I got.
Oh.
I got Steph, but also Pete.
Oh.
Pete, what's yours?
Mine's Gus.
Okay. All right.
Will?
Pete, because I feel like there's a
Hold your
good-
board. I gave you a board for a reason, damn it.
Oh my God, Mum.
Gee.
I'm not going to show my face. I'll just show the board. Pete, because I'll keep it in frame. Pete, because I feel like there's the right amount of authority in the moment, but it doesn't take much to get a cool, crazy Pete on a holiday. So I feel like there's a good balance there.
So this begs the question, because there's multiple variations of it. Is it someone that would be good to go with because you would enjoy the trip, or are you referring to the travel?
It depends on what you prioritize.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I found that's an interesting factor in this, and I read it as who would be good to do the traveling with, not go on a holiday with. So that was my reasoning for. I will jump ahead. That's what I picked. Pete. We've traveled together. Where he was very efficient, timely. Everything was done.
Well, I picked you as well because, and you know, Steph and I have wonderful holidays together. But in this context, I was like,
I would say I'm better at planning than I am actually traveling. Once we go into the traveling phase, I'm chaos.
So, yeah. Sorry, you finish yours and then I'll...
So for me, it was like I focused in on traveling as a work companion and in the context
Not
of...
friend.
Not work companion. In a working capacity, the two of us have... between the two of us, we have the ability... Ambiance.
Symmetron. What?
Symmetron. We can make shit happen.
That's true.
And that's fun.
Yeah, that's good.
It's exhausting, but it's fun. And then we party and you make yourself very sick and it's funny.
And that's also fun.
I picked Steph, but also Pete. I picked Steph, and Steph articulated it perfectly. Steph is great for, like, we're going to go to this restaurant, and we're got to go to this store, and we're eating this croissant.
Here are all the fun things to do in this town.
Yeah, but when it's Steph, the Uber is ready for the airport at 6:30, be downstairs at 6:30, and then you get a message at 6:35 saying, I just woke up, then that's when the traveling with Steph
Okay, I got very drunk the night before.
I would also like to pile on to that story and be like, Steph, I'm actually a little hurt you didn't pick me, because if it was the travel thing, we took a trip where I got you off a plane in time to make a connecting flight in Brisbane.
Breaking the fellowship.
Found your lost Mackay. Found your lost wallet that was a shopping centre away. Then got you and Barjo up at 6 a.m. when you'd slept in, and he had not even, like, you were getting up and being like, I slept in. He was still in bed. I managed to get you both in an Uber in like 10 minutes and get us to the airport time back.
Yes.
Mine was a cute little dig.
Peter,
This is a resentment he's been holding on for 7 years.
I feel like Peter can do all that stuff as well. I was thinking of like...
So you picked Will.
My ethos behind it would be like, who would be a fun traveling companion? And I was like, would that be Gus? Maybe, but I feel like you'd have a lot of opinions about stuff that you want to do. And I feel like Will...
He's a pushover.
totally go with the flow. I'd be like, do you want to do this? And he'd be like, sure. And I'd be like, excellent.
That's true.
And I would have chosen Nick, because Nick is also very much like that, except we went traveling together recently, and
You got shitty at me for being late.
No.
Wait, Melbourne?
He stole a picture with Christian Horner and didn't wait for me.
So...
And I did get one later, and you did help me get that photo, but that's because you saw how shitty I was.
You got really shitty, but the thing was... No. I didn't realize you were coming with me. I saw him and I ran.
I was standing there, and that was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
But he was
right there.
He was
like,
walking away.
Get a photo. And I was like, no.
He was walking away, and I was like, this is it. Like, I literally held the man down. But I did help you get the picture after, and that completely eradicated everything. And you got a much better picture, because I took multiple pictures of you and Christian Horner together. Mm-hmm. Good. Okay.
Out of guilt.
No, I would have done that anyway.
Guilt.
Yeah, it was a bit out.
All right. Is that
you on a trip?
No, wait, can we show everyone the picture of you and me and Christian Horner? Can we show everyone the picture of you and me and Christian Horner?
Oh my God, there is photo proof of me running
behind,
desperately running to try and get it.
Really?
And genuinely, to be fair, I had no idea she was there. I had no idea this was going on.
I was going to say, who took the photo?
I'll just say while you find it that Steph was the audience pick, I was second, Will third, Gus, and then Nick, the least likely to travel with you.
I'm great to travel with.
For anyone who doesn't follow F1, Christian Horner is the principal
Here's
of
a picture of
the Red Bull F1 team, and he's a big deal. He's married.
A picture of me.
He's married to Jerry Halliwell.
And then you swipe over there, and there's a picture of Christian Horner. Yeah. And then right in between, there's Steph running to get in the picture.
Amazing. That's
a good time.
Freaking gold. All right. So at this point, I would like to throw to Nick because you've prepared a question.
Okay. Yep.
And let's hear.
Will, I would love to travel with you, by the way.
I'm down.
Not just because, because I think you are malleable, because I think you would be charming and lovely and fun to travel with.
Don't take any pictures by yourself. Okay. Which member of the Back Pocket team is most likely to die first?
I also thought of that question. That's on my list for sure. No spoilers. Way to bring the mood down, Nick. Cecil at Phoenix.
Yep.
All right, we good? Everyone had a pretty quick answer for that one.
Yeah.
Except for Gus. Old bad ticker Gus. Blood pressure couldn't get around to get the right. No, I'm working.
Ready?
Yep.
And you go.
2, 1. Gus, Steph,
Gus twice?
Nick and me.
Peter.
You're at yourself.
Gus.
Cletus. It says Cletus.
Let's hear Nick. Gus, why?
You came up with the question.
Yeah.
You wrote my name twice.
You obviously
what
came in
do you
here
know about me
knowing
that I
that
don't?
Gus was dying.
I just think that out of all of us, he's the one most likely to be killed by somebody.
Okay, good.
And so so I think an early death would be that.
It's manslaughter, thank you.
And I think
mercy.
it's 100% going to be that guy in your building.
Oh dear. All right.
I chose me because I am very vague. And many times when we've been traveling, Peter has had to literally grab the scruff of my shirt to pull me back from passing
Graphic.
vehicles when I've almost stepped out in front of the cars. And
It was bikes. It was bikes.
Yeah,
It would've
but
hurt
like,
you real bad.
it could have been cars.
In cars. Could have been cars.
So I feel like my vagueness is going to see me stepping backwards off a cliff at some point, and it was nice knowing you all. Because she died doing what she loved.
Don't do it.
Not paying attention.
Yeah.
I picked Nick because I had to visualize this happening, and everyone else who I visualized it, like the aftermath of them dying, and I just couldn't do it. But you have a family, and I saw them mourning, and I was like, yeah, that'd be horrible. And so I couldn't shake it. So, I'm not saying it's good. It's the worst. It'd be horrible. You have lineage though, and that's great.
because if I die, my name lives on.
Are you saying it would be most likely to be Nick because it would be the saddest if he died?
Yeah, and the world's not fair, so that would
Right,
be what
okay.
happens.
It's like you were trying to picture all of us dying and try to figure out that you just couldn't shake. As soon as you clocked onto me with a picture of me on the casket,
and
from the
Phantom.
elevator.
Children grown up, but their heads haven't grown up. They're just taller because that's how my mind works.
Yeah.
Because that's how kids grow. So there you
Everyone's
go.
like, Nick is the one that kills Gus.
Good. Hey,
I picked me. I just think something's going to happen.
Oh.
You know that like sense of doom that is ever like imposing
Like Final Destination
on your
stuff?
life? Yeah. Like there's just like a latent dread.
You pull Steph out of the way of the bike, and the audience breathes a sigh of relief, and then you step backwards, and boom.
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
looks at
maybe.
me, but right before he does it, and he says,
Remember me. Nah, something's gonna get me. I don't know what it is.
nah, I'll protect you.
Something from the dark.
I'll fight.
I'm still scared of the
I'll
dark.
fight to the death, and I'll protect you.
Yeah, but you can't.
Okay, so we're gonna
protect
lose
him from.
both of them.
I can from death himself.
But I'll die first, so it'll still be accurate.
Yeah, good.
You'll die from. What do you think this mole is?
I married someone young so that our ages would average out.
Oh, that's why it wasn't love.
It was. Fair.
Good.
Fair. William.
I said Gus because there's so many stories of him bathing or being like in unfiltered water, and I just think that'll get him eventually.
He's gonna die of dysentery.
True.
The other day,
Oregon Trail style.
the other day, I ran to the supermarket to buy an apple because I was thinking back. I'm like, when you're like, I should eat more fruit and veg.
They do say apple a day.
But I was like thinking back, and I was like, I could actually remember the last meal I'd had in the last 8 days. And I was like, I haven't eaten a piece of fruit or a vegetable. It's been pastas, like Thai, rice, like little bits. But I was like,
or a vegetable.
Oh God, I'm gonna get scurvy. And I ran to the supermarket and got a
got a bag of Jesus.
I got an Easter egg. All right, I'm not proud of it. But
It was a what are the
cherry chocolate
orange. Lovely.
It'll get you.
Will, thanks, Gus.
Thank you.
I did.
All right.
Chat.
Chat thinks
Chat thought.
Gus first, Nick second.
Gus.
All right. Yeah.
That poll is almost out. We're burning through time here. I reckon we can just go with Steph, Gus, and then Will.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Easy.
Can I make my question best and worst because I can't decide between two?
What do you mean best and
It's not
worst?
Like I want the question to be who would be the best or who would be the worst at blah, and I can't decide.
Okay, we could do a hyphen.
Hang on a second. Oh wait.
I'm asking you to say. I'm asking you to give two answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Be the-
Sure.
which
Yeah,
is
you're
best.
picking the best and the worst. What's wrong?
I won. I said, yay!
You won,
I
Stop throwing the shameful rag at me.
Shameful rag.
That's your crotch rag, isn't it? Oh God.
I'm gonna murder
So
you
it had to be
guys.
texters. It had texter fumes. That was the implication.
I think you were smelling the crotch that was left over.
Someone in
From
chat
me.
did say that they thought that rag cleaned up Gus's drip.
Yeah,
May have.
Yeah,
It may have.
All right.
My question is, who do you think would be the best at teaching everyone to drive and who would be the worst at teaching everyone to drive?
This is a very pointed question.
You didn't teach me to drive, but you did try to teach me how to drive manual.
Okay, here we go.
It didn't work out.
The poll, which host?
Yeah,
Say for the poll,
You pick the best. Best teacher. You guys pick best teacher. Yep. All right, I'm done.
as am I.
Steph. It's P-E-T-E-R. The worst. What? Spoilers. All right, should we reveal? 3, 2, 1.
Pete, what's yours?
Mine's Gus and Steph.
There you go.
As if I would be that, I'd be a great teacher.
Okay.
I'd be understanding, I'd be kind,
Pete.
I'd be
Best
chill.
Gus.
Go on.
All right. So, I'll start. I picked Gus for best because I've spent a lot of time in a car with him and he knows how to drive.
That said,
Yeah.
you hated me as a passenger.
You're a shit passenger. You're so fucking.
And you hate when
why-
he tries
why-
to explain anything to you.
Totally.
You hate when Gus explains anything
That's-
to you.
That's anyone explains anything to him.
Yeah, that's why I put him as worst.
There you go.
So here we go. But I'd be explaining.
No.
The student wouldn't be explaining anything.
Hang on.
If I'm the worst. I've swapped him. Steph, you're now the best.
Thank you. And I would be.
Wait. We're saying. I thought the question was who would be the best person to teach
Yes.
someone how to drive,
Yeah.
and the worst person to teach someone how to drive.
Yes,
Correct.
correct.
Yes. Okay.
No,
good.
okay, yeah, I got. I fucked that up. I had a win, and I just lost
Yeah,
it.
you lost it. You lost it.
Yeah.
It's now Steph for no particular reason because I think you'd be bad at it. And
It's now Steph for vindictive reasons.
yeah. And Gus also lost a tough spot, so I don't have a best.
We drove
I have
around.
two
We
worsts.
drove around LA, and it was this lovely evening, and I kept I kept flinching every time we got near traffic because
A lot of I'm still confused.
We're on the wrong
Driving
road.
teacher. Who is the best
Driving
driving teacher? Who is the worst driving teacher?
I put Will as the best teacher, but I do need to ask, Will, you have your license.
I do.
Okay. Will is my pick. I just think you would have a very calm temperament, and you would never scold me for doing anything wrong. You would just be positive reinforcement.
I don't think Will. I'm sorry, Will. I don't think Will would be urgent enough.
I don't think you get a say because you're on the bottom of my
I don't
list.
think Will would be urgent enough if something was wrong. Or
That's you don't want urgent. You want something to go horribly
need a
wrong.
little bit of urgency.
No, you need if something's going wrong, you need the person to be like, "Hey, just make a left up here," and then afterwards they're like, "Oh, we nearly died.
We're on fire.
Yeah, like we just went over a roundabout. But if they made you panic, then it's like, things are out of control. Which is why you're here.
Your justification?
I chose you because I think you would be, because you are generally good at talking things through in a way that is like logical and accessible.
Oh, thank you.
And
This isn't breaking
you're
the
not.
fellowship.
You haven't got time for therapy when you're on the fucking highway.
I mean, technically, and also I don't. Yeah. And also, I think you aren't a person who like panics easily in a situation,
No.
unless it's for theatre.
The next roundabout, make a right.
And then on to dawn.
And then onwards to the BP.
Excellent.
And the worst is obviously Peter.
Obviously,
Peter. I love you so much, but you are shitty and impatient and sometimes mean.
Yeah,
This is breaking the fellowship.
that's how I learned, though. There it is. And I learned well.
My best is Gus because Gus generally has a lot of patience when explaining something. He also likes explaining things because you like understanding how something works. You always want to know how something works. So and whenever you have attempted to explain something to me that I don't understand, I always end up understanding it. The worst would be Pete, and that's because you don't like when people explain things to you or when they don't understand what
And
you are trying to explain to them.
Let me give you an example.
He's
You're
explaining it to
learning
us.
to drive.
Yeah.
Don't try and explain anything to me. listen to me and fucking do what I say.
No.
Why are you trying to explain something? You don't know what you're doing. I'm explaining to you what you're doing.
The second half of that was you do not like when people do not understand what you're trying to explain to them, and you immediately get really short-tempered. And I'm like, what's left? And you would just lose your mind.
Would Peter grab the wheel?
No,
because I don't think he would ever put it in danger. No, Pete would do the thing. He would be like, okay, pull over. Now take the keys out of the car. Now throw the keys out the window.
Now sit in the back. I don't know what
Yeah, exactly.
But apparently, wait.
Audience wants me to teach them because they love a bit of S.
I reckon they picked worse.
They want a stern hand. They want a stern hand.
They're like a
They
spanking.
don't know what they were voting for.
Like a
If they want a spanking while they're learning to drive, they call me. If they want tough love, they call
Now
me.
take the keys out.
Now insert the keys.
And
Peter's best here.
oh yeah,
There he is.
Hey.
Fifth beetle right here. And he's here.
Let's try it. Wait, let's try it.
He's well, I've learned how to drive.
he knows how to drive.
I've learned how to drive the
he,
show through Peter.
That's
So
true.
That's really helpful.
Drive the show.
It's true.
And I've learned quite. I feel like we're similar energies.
Totally.
In the sense that like, I will listen and I don't try to interject until it's over, and then I'm like, what's this about? Whereas it could go badly if I'm confused. And Gus, I put you as worst. But it's mainly because I don't think we would have gotten out of the driveway. Because the way that when you or I explain things to each other, it goes, here's the gear lever. Oh my God, did you know did you know I could do that? And so then we would just never leave the driveway because we keep finding new.
They updated the gear level.
Did you know you could do this with the gear lever? I didn't. Cool. All right.
How do we roll back this gear lever to the previous version of the gear lever? Because this gear lever sucks.
Gear lever sucks.
You two also have those conconversations where you're both kind of talking at the same time.
About the same thing.
About the same thing.
Yeah.
You'd come out and we'd just be watching gear lever tutorials, showing each other on each other's phones.
And I would say to Will, I think I'm better at teaching people things that don't, in my mind, cost a lot of money if there's a fuck up, or cost your life if there's a fuck up.
Yeah.
I do not like being in a situation where it's like a gearbox is crunching, and the person who is crunching the gearbox is freaking out because they're crunching the gearbox instead of like being calm and doing the thing. Lost a lot of good gearboxes that day.
How would you make that situation worse, do you think?
I'm uncomfortable and I would like the next question.
Escalation. Yes, next question.
So
I never said I was a good teacher.
this my question is really appropriate tonight. And Pete can back me up because I whispered it gently into his ear.
You did.
And then we talked about something later on. Because my question is, if you had to cook and eat a member of the back pocket team, who would be the tastiest?
Amazing.
Yeah. And I whispered, and earlier I was like, have we had that question? And I was like, I'll check with Pete. So I leant over to him and went, who would be the tastiest? And realised just how weird that came off. So, who would be the tastiest? And bonus points, how would you cook them? In brackets underneath.
Okay.
Just to add a bit of flavour to the question, pun intended.
Who would be the tastiest? God. Will run.
He's out.
It's like chase music.
Scram. Get him.
Shit.
Why, chat? What did I ever do to you?
Are you the best or the worst?
He's right up there.
You're the best. That's right.
It's not a best or worst one, though, is it?
No.
No, but it's like who's the tastiest.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
want to eat the most? Wilbecues. Chat. Linky. All right, everyone got an answer?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, reveal in 3, 2, 1. I mean, hard to see. Will's got
Will.
couscous. Couscous.
Yeah.
We got a
No one added how to cook them? Oh, Pete did.
I did, yeah. We got
I have had it.
Oh, okay, cool.
No one wants to eat me. That's sad.
Nick, you go first.
Yeah, I picked Steph. This one was really hard. My justification for Steph is that she eats lots of variety when she goes out to restaurants. So but then I also was like, but she's also half McDonald's and Coke and Red Bull and like all those other things. And so I'm like, I don't know.
A lot of artificial sweetener in me.
Yeah. But maybe that's a good thing.
I'm grain fed.
But also like, yeah, I don't know. I was just like, well, I guess if I had to eat someone, yeah, you're the cleanest.
He doesn't have a shower at the moment. That's not fair.
That's true. And how would I cook you? I would kill you. Because I believe
generous.
Yeah, I believe in
not like a lobster.
I believe in
ethical
killing the food that you eat, like being responsible for farm table style. And then I would ship you off to Tristan, and he'd just butcher you and turn you into a lot of lovely
Steph 7 ways.
Yeah, exactly. Jam, and then there would be
Jam.
And now I wouldn't go to this, but I would get him to organize one of those big farm meals that he has for you and all your friends. And
that's how I'd want to go. That's how I'd want to go.
Steph to farm.
Similar justification. I chose Gus because he eats a lot of fancy food, a lot of wine.
Oh, he is.
Muscle.
That's true.
Wine-soaked muscle.
He's been stewing. He's been stewing in the stuff for a while.
He's a walking Jew.
Fancy crackers. Those lovely dehydrated oranges. Really.
I had one last night with my Negroni.
Oranges.
Tasting them.
So you were never going to get scurvy. You've been eating oranges with every gin.
Those oranges have scurvy. That's why they look like that.
They're all dried up.
Yeah. So the way that I would cook him is that I wouldn't, because the meat is such high quality that I would have it sashimi, or I would have it. What do you call it when the Japanese do the? Or is it Italian? Carpaccio. You know when they do it like really thin.
Yep. Yeah, I'd be good like that.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Delicious.
I'd have a Will. I would have a Will because he looks tender to eat. But also you mentioned that we're both sweaty boys.
Yeah.
So I've got here that I would, is it ceviche? Where you put them in a bag and you seal it and you boil it?
That's sous vide.
Sous vide. I'm so sorry, Will.
Ceviche is when you have like raw fish and you have it with lime and
Which is what you do with me.
That's what you would do with you.
Cook it in.
Yeah.
I would
What is it? Sous vide. Cook it in
Sous vide.
acid.
Got it. I would sous vide Will,
Hydrochloric.
but the liquid would be his own liquid.
Oh.
So it'd be, and then
oh my
he would
God.
come out like,
You would stew him in his own juices.
Correct.
That's fucking heaps gross.
Horrible.
Yeah, that's the
You'd have to
Love it.
squeeze him first.
yeah, you've just got to squeeze your Will.
You gotta squeeze your will before you survey your will.
little twist.
you gotta
A little
squeeze.
twist.
Yeah.
Give him a lick and a twist.
But we would spend the whole time before eating it being like, hey, did you know there's been an update to the sous vide machine?
And then there'd be an awkward silence and you'd both go, well, time to get to it.
It's time.
Spice Man, I'll have the eggs Bendixon, please.
Very good.
Excellent. Well
Very
done.
good.
It was sitting there on the
Very
table.
I picked Steph, not in the eggs Bendixon style. I'm going to slow roast you.
Thanks.
I picked you, Steph, because you do a lot of yoga. So your meat is like, you're not going to be gamey, but you're going to be fit. There's going to be good cuts.
Yeah, okay.
There's going to be good cuts.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
but enough juicy fat deposits.
Yeah. Maybe like roux meat, I reckon. Oh, roux's pretty gamey.
Roux's gamey.
Very
No.
Roux has no.
It's great, mate. What do you...
I said it's gamey.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's
right,
not like it's very. It's
said it with disgust.
Very lean.
Yeah, because she's more like a
weasel.
I was gonna say wagyu, but that's
What's
too
What kind
fatty.
of cow? What kind of cow?
I was gonna say wagyu. I was gonna say the most successful cow.
The one that they used to say they kill by
They're all
massaging it too much.
Slow roast, Steph.
Good.
It's going to slow roast.
Slow roast
Perfect.
Steph.
Yeah, because that's how you prepare a good piece of meat like that. But I'll put in some veggies for Gus.
Oh,
Veggies
okay.
as well.
Oh, I mean on this meal too.
Yeah. We're going to have a
I'm
meal.
glad
I can't eat the whole Steph.
That's
Nice.
Nick's vegetarian.
They're the veggies first.
I'll just eat the veggies.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I don't need to eat a human being. I'm okay.
That's the one meal where you turn up and you're like, we didn't have a vegetarian alternative. You're like, I'm fine. That's all right.
While it's up, Will, you are the most desired editor from the audience. Then it's me, then it's Steph, then it's Gus, and it's Nick.
Yeah, Nick's
you don't have a lot of meat on you. That's the problem.
Yeah, no,
It's very gamey, very stringy. Will.
I went with you. Similar thing with the salt thing. It's like we're already marinated.
Pre-salted.
Yeah, we're already pre-salted.
Yeah.
And also, I wouldn't work out what it's going to be, because I'm sure once you're in the position, you'd tell me what you'd probably like to be cooked as. So I just let you tell me as it goes.
That's right.
He would.
He'd be very good at
he'd be like, I don't
explaining
know
how to
what
cook himself.
He'd be nodding as he dials the temperature up.
Yeah.
You might want to add another basting layer just so you know.
Yeah.
I am
Lots
trying
and
out.
lots of pepper.
You know what you should have done?
You know what you should have done?
Take the apple out. You know, I just bought one of these recently.
First apple in months. Very nice, very nice. All right, well, Will, I believe we're up to your
It's
question.
me.
Is this the last question?
This is the last question.
If I had known it was going to be death, how to cook people, I would have had a more intense last
How
question.
to cook 4 people.
That's,
Or 40 people.
That's true. My one is, and this is 2 as well. It is when we're all like hanging out at PAX in one place, and there's this metaphorical 5 bunker. Who's taking the top bunk and who's taking the bottom bunk? In the sense that it's been
Bunk bed.
Bunk bed.
I thought there's a bunker with only 4 spots.
yeah,
Who
no,
doesn't
sorry.
get out?
Bunk bed.
It's a bunk bed 5 high,
Yep.
and we're going who's at the top,
top?
who's on the bottom.
Oh, okay, right.
All right. So we can put all of us in it.
If you want to list, you
Oh, you
can,
can list
but you, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think I want a list.
Chat, you just do top bunk.
Yeah.
I've written so small. But so much board gone to waste. And we're going to take, I guess, chat's answer as 1 through top to bottom.
Oh yeah.
Because there's going to be 5 layers. There's going to be 5 layers. We're going to be able to do it. I've got my answer. This is answers. All right. Steph's still going.
Yeah.
Can't decide. She's trying to fit in a name above the list.
No, just wait. I had to think about it.
All right, turning in 3.
This will mean nothing turning it around.
Yeah. It's just going to be a bunch of very
Yeah.
small marks.
Wait.
I think everyone else is done. Yep. There's no.
Oh, you put that down. You do not put that in front of your
Lucky
face. I
you.
gave you a board for a reason.
You got the handwriting of a doctor over there.
Yeah, I know.
It says I have a script here for OxyCleats. All right, Steph.
Yeah.
Big band.
Okay, cool.
Finishing up again.
Yeah. All right. On 3. 1, 2, 3. There's the scribbles.
There's
There
all
they
the
are.
scribbles.
There's-
Okay, good.
Oh,
Good,
very
good.
nice.
Okay.
All right. Who wants to start? Let's go with Will. Let's let Will
Go with
start.
me?
Yeah. It's your idea.
Straight out, I'm probably at the bottom because you all chose, and I was like, yeah, I'll sit on. I'll go at the bottom.
That's sad.
But not that I mind as well.
Bottom's
It's
a great choice.
Yeah, it's and also the real reason is toilet.
Yeah.
Just run. I'm good.
Yeah.
it's a real important.
That's it.
thing.
Yeah.
I feel like Gus is at the top because he may have had like a weird story about bunk beds, and he's like, I require to be at the top, and somehow we get convinced of that.
And I'll tell a story from the top bunk as well.
That's true as well.
Tales from the Top Bunk by Angus Ronald.
And then I've got Pete middle purely so that you can interfere with people. I feel
Okay,
like the
yeah.
mischievous point in the.
Yeah, yeah,
in-
yeah.
Is this only a 3-level bunk?
No, it's 5. He's
It's
just 5.
I've just given.
Oh, good.
Other places are interchangeable.
yeah.
Okay, I got really
He didn't
excited by a
care
5-level
enough.
bunk.
Is what I'm getting.
I mean, it was originally 2, and then it just kind of evolved over there, and I'm sitting over here, so I just let you guys see.
Yeah, nice.
Pete?
All right, I'll go. I've put Will at the top because he's the youngest and he deserves the top bunk.
Yay!
It was just so fun up there, isn't it, Will?
It's great. I can have all my Legos, and I
Yeah.
play on the top bunk.
go all the way up, buddy.
Yes. We've put Steph at the bottom because toilet. Steph's going to want to go to the toilet a lot.
I pee a lot.
She pees a lot.
I like to stay hydrated.
It's impossible to teach you to drive because she's always stubborn.
And take the keys out. I got
Peeing constantly. Gus, I've put you second. Because you wanted top, but you conceded to Will because
No, I didn't concede. I just got
your back got sore halfway up.
Yeah.
Or you threw your shoulder out.
Oh, no.
Nick in the middle. For similar reasons, I feel like Nick likes to be in the middle of the action.
It's true.
And I'll go above Steph because that was the last spot. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep.
I got Nick at the top because he's all limbs and he can just get up there really quickly. Big Spider Boy climbs to the top.
Yep.
Then me below because I wanted the top, but I conceded because my back.
Your own ideal fantasy. You're still like, fuck.
Just thinking about it.
God. Pete below because you didn't care.
Yep.
Buffer bunk for no one.
Yep.
Okay. So Steph and Will, toilet runs, both need toilet. Both couldn't decide who gets more priority. So you're both top and tailing down there and both
Perfect.
equally waking each other up to go to the loo.
Perfect.
Nice.
But buffer bunk means fun up top. No toilet runs up there.
Yeah, we're
You go before you.
We're having a great time. Yeah.
We got Legos. Yeah, we got everything.
We'll have a party fort on the bottom bunk, and it's just gonna be amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree because you said it, and I agree on holiday.
Steph.
Okay, so I put Peter in the top bunk because he snores, and I'm hoping the sound will run.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about the snoring.
Hot snores rise.
Oh, no.
And just, I don't know. At least maybe it won't permeate through so much.
You could plug me into the ducted air conditioning and just have it go
Like
on reverse.
Like a built-in, what's the mask?
Yeah,
Whatever.
Yeah, sleep apnea thing.
Sleep apnea machine.
I am second so that I can crawl upstairs for a snuggle, but
Oh, yeah.
then he's already asleep because he falls asleep in 5 seconds, so I crawl back down, and then I have cool conversations with Gus all night.
You said then I crawl back down for snow. I'm like, no. Hold hands, Steph. We don't.
Hey, look, whoever's available. No, we have cool conversations all night, and then I've got Will there because then when you get bored of talking to me, you Will can have cool, fun discussion times, and then I got Nick underneath the bed because his limbs are too long and he doesn't fit on the bed, so he's just stretched out underneath the floor.
Yeah. I like that you drew the bed.
Yeah, like
Lovely.
the Addams Family character that I am.
Can I, just before it disappears, we'll make sure we shout out. Chat said Steph's on top bunk, Nick's on the second from the top, then Will in the middle, Gus, and I'm at the bottom.
Cool. So mine is I'm on top for the same reasoning as you. I can just make that jump. Standing jump. I can just get up there.
You walk in and see a 5-level bunk and go, I can start
it's
backing
easy.
up into the hallway for a run up.
No dramas. The bottom I've got Will. Because of toilet runs, we are all on the same page with that one. Second from the bottom, Steph, I put you there for toilet runs as well. But also Pete, because why do you get two when you don't get 2 bunks? You share a bed, so it doesn't matter how big that bed is, you share a bed. The middle level is Gus, and Gus just gets the middle level because, like...
Can't go too high.
Can't go too high, that shoulder. So I'm at the top, and then the second level from the top between me and Gus, that's just where I keep my various knickknacks and accoutrements. So that's more a storage level.
Yeah.
Maybe some food.
Yeah.
That we could all share, but there is a buffer between me and everybody.
The buffer bunk. But I put the buffer bunk so we can have fun up there. You put one between yourself and the rest of us.
Yeah.
About the
You could share
the weird
you could
Airbnb.
share my accoutrement.
Don't apologise to me. Apologise to the boy.
Good.
Well, there you go. Turn the music off, because that was Breaking the Fellowship.
Be silent. Keep your full tongue behind your teeth.
Thank
We're
you
all on
very
our way.
much to RhysWild for sponsoring Breaking the Fellowship today.
I feel like we're all on our way to our bunk bed there. It's like just the party we're all having been like, yay!
Yeah.
And of course, I got to sting this again because it's been a while. It was a Pete's party time.
Pete's party, yeah. It's Pete's party time. Party.
Good fun. We'll be back with more Back Pocket after this.
Well, I'll be a Kong. Wait, everyone left? We have a where you can sit on the and press yourself against the glass and be like, I am the driver now.
He just rides it every day. All night. Yeah, hard. That's
on Netflix.
That will suffer in your court case.
The only thing people should be thinking about tonight is how and when they can next get
Do you know a forklift weighs like 4 tons? Like, I'll leave you on that. Like, they weigh more than they ever should.
Ponk. When you know it's time to mix business with bizness. Ponk. When you play 7 instruments, each one like the love child of Yo-Yo Ma and Santana. Ponk. When you're 1K from having a really problematic logo. Ponk. A fragrance for men. Because you deserve to smell like a tin whistle.
A lot of people in post-show queues asking us to rate the mods, rate the top stitches, rate the ads. We're not doing that. We've learned our lesson.
Well, I haven't, so I'll do it. Welcome to ranking products as advertised in back pocket commercials.
Akarash, and Buzzard.
They might seem pretty skeezy, especially this one, but it's actually not too hard to sue God. It's been done before, and the plaintiff won because God didn't show up to court. So I think these boys have a pretty foolproof case. It's an A tier.
I love rock.
The RhysWild Rock Music Collection CD is the best credit card I've ever maxed out. My favourite songs are Rock Mine Bling, Don't Quarry, Be Happy, and Hey Cole Sister. Easy S tier. Camo is a tough one. It doesn't seem to be selling any specific camouflage product, but rather the general idea of camouflage. And in that case, I think it's great. Camouflage has proven to be an effective method for capturing prey. For example, camouflaging yourself with a blanket when hunting cute snuggly men. S tier.
Lucky there's Avexia.
Avexia cream is a total scam. I used it to treat my destiny thumb, and now I've got the kingdom farts. F tier.
Audio Jungle.
Amazing. So good.
Snuggly man!
Thank you very much, SlowPonk, of course, for the commercial there. The words from our sponsors, tomharmamathy and Mitto. I love Mitto. Oh my god. I love the sort of dynamics that come from regular interaction with certain viewers and pocketeers. Like, there's the BuriBuri, you know, she and I, there can be only one. Eventually one of us is going to kill the other one situation. With Mitto, he just starts making YouTube essays about our show. Like, it's too now of just like breaking down, here's what really is going on if you look closely at back.
I love it. It's so good.
Fantastic.
Avexia cream is not a scam. Invest today.
It's not.
It's not. It works. It totally works.
It totally works. Just because it gives you a bunch of other things doesn't mean that it doesn't fix the thing that you have.
Though it may cause.
It may,
again,
in
the thing that
some
you
rare
have.
cases, it can cause
You can get red double Destiny Thumb.
But if you put a bit of Avexia cream on, you'll make that top bunk, no worries.
Yeah. Okay, let's close out the show now with a little segment we like to call...
There it is.
What texture is on that dog?
Well, it's a pocket, for starters. It's not a dog.
Sorry, not that pocket.
It's just general Hessian.
Just general Hessian.
It's mainly birch.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some more of Bluey's codes to give away. The first one in this seg, Slay the Spire, a classic, an absolute classic. And you want this one, so we'll make the code Slay, S-L-A-Y.
Slay!
Salutes General Hessian.
Salutes General Hessian.
Amazing.
General Hessian?
Slay the Spire is a fantastic game. If you have not played it, you are missing out. If you have played it, there is a fan-made expansion that just released on Steam for free. I'm going to play it this week and talk about it next week. It adds a new character to the base campaign, but it adds a brand new campaign with 7 new playable characters.
Nice.
Incredible. And it's totally free on Steam. So whoever wins, you'll be able to redeem that as well. Cut it off.
The slays are coming out. Oh, they only just started.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Leave it for a bit and then cut it off.
They're going to cut it off.
Yeah, because they're like a couple of seconds behind us. That's okay. People need to be quick on their feet. Cut it off.
Cut it off.
This is on mobile as well. I'm tempted to get it. It's $14 though.
Yeah, it's one of those expensive iPhones.
And I was like, must be good.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it's like...
I install it on every laptop I have because it's a good laptop game. Lily Peppermint.
Yes, Lily Peppermint. I was hoping it would be you.
Get slain, Lily.
Okay, next one.
Awesome.
A classic.
Oh,
we've played it on this show many times.
Slay the Spire.
Is one of these shit? And you're like, this one, a real
No, they're all good.
Scam. If
they're all good.
Good.
What is it?
Drawful 2.
Ah, fantastic.
Come on.
Come on.
What a game.
Be the friend that all your friends want to play games with. Drawful 2. The only multiplayer game I play. We like to have fun here. Okay, the word, Steph?
The word is Draw great.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Should have
no,
just been
all one word?
Yeah, draw great.
Draw
all
great.
One word.
Draw great, all one word.
Great.
Good. Draw great.
I mean, you have to be paying attention to win a code. You're really earning your code.
I would say drate since it's meant to be like a.
No,
but then it's confusing.
No one would say that.
Because
it's not a
draw
word.
great, draw great, draw great, draw great. One word, make sure it's one word.
Spice Man, make sure you got to do it again. No space, no space.
Spice
no space.
Man. No spice.
Appreciate those of you putting a capital at the front, just keeping things formal. What?
Well, maybe they should put a capital with the G as well.
Does that work?
Cut it off.
It's not. You can choose to make it case sensitive or not.
My name is Yaya.
Woohoo!
Yaya.
Congratulations.
That's your game. Drawful 2. Good stuff.
I've always said
Yeah.
That's what we say. Channeling some Xena there.
Okay, the second last game.
Will.
Super hot.
Super.
Oh, super hot. Hot.
Will, what's the keyword?
Audio jungle.
Audio jungle.
All one word.
Amazing.
Of all words that you wanted to do an impression of, you wrote.
Yeah, that's so true.
It's a good
You
one.
gave me the board, Gus.
I gave you the word for a reason, William.
Audio jungle.
Super hot's. God, Super hot's a game that I wish I could play again for the first time. Played it in
VR.
VR. Excellent,
so good in
excellent.
VR.
So good. So
It's one of the most confronting VR games, and not in a traditional scary, or it's just like you're in the middle of action and then you turn to your left and there's just a large red man.
It really is.
like, ah!
It's a genuine sense of like
It's just
you are surrounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chill it. Cut it. Give it away.
My
now.
wall is damaged from Super Hot VR.
My cousin punched a pot plant playing Super Hot VR. It was great.
man.
Oh, really?
We
Were
watched
you
him
watching?
get edge closer and closer to it. And I'm gonna let this happen.
Ben Diaz.
Hey.
Ben Diaz.
Ben Diaz.
If you are Ben Diaz or my name is JR or
Lily
Lily Peppermint, send a DM to Backpocket to get your code. The final game.
Let's hear what this piece of shit is.
Dear Esther, Landmark Edition.
Yeah, it's pretty rubbish.
It's the weakest one.
Yeah.
It's the weakest one. I should
Why
put
do
it
we
first.
end with this?
I should have put it first.
That said, Dear Esther is one of the games that I played in one sitting.
Yep.
I marinated myself. I drank a whole bottle of wine while I played it. Best way to do
Perfect.
it. Best way to do it. And I found it very affecting.
What's the code?
The code is
Marinate.
Possible to spell.
It's a jet. It's a jet. All one word.
It's a jet?
ITSAJET.
That's a Battlefield reference.
Yeah, but that was when he was referencing Dear Esther in Battlefield.
Ah, very good. Very, very
Oh,
Good.
that's right.
obscure
Yeah,
and
It's
old.
yep.
It's a jet.
Deep cut, as they call them, as the kids call them.
Oh, it's a
Back
jet.
to good game.
It's
it's a jet.
I believe you mean ABC Gaming.
ABC,
ABC
Gaming Classic.
Never
what
mention
it
Good
is.
Game again. It is dead. It shall never be mentioned.
The good game brand, bring it back. But ABC Game, good on him. Make
Sell
stuff.
it to 7.
That guy's charming.
It's a jet. Yeah.
Oh,
I think that guy
that.
is really
Harry.
charming.
The content is
love
solid,
him.
man.
No.
Harry.
Is it
Yeah.
Harry?
That his name?
Harry,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think he's really charming.
Good on Twitter. Follow him on Twitter.
Funny.
Retweet some-
Yeah.
retweet
Energetic,
Yeah.
personable.
Yeah.
Slab dog, it's a jet. All right.
That's a sentence.
Slab dog.
Slapdog, it's a jet.
Dog is a jet.
Supine Hydra 3.
Wow.
Well done.
Very good.
Sorry, I saved the worst for last.
Yeah.
But maybe you'll love it.
It's actually like
it
legit-
inspired a bunch of games that we love today.
It's really good.
And it legitimately is a good walking sim
Yeah.
of that genre. It created the genre.
I'm going to look it up right now.
It does the best job of walking through an area that it's not fantastical. Therefore, it's like
justify it. So
no, it's good. You walk through an area that is quite grim and beautiful in its bleakness, instead of being like, hey, "Isn't this fantastical?" You're like, "I'm in a video game." I
Yeah.
can't. Whereas you play this and you're like, "Is this a real place?" This
Only
like,
42% of critics recommend. I'm so
was the
sorry
last
that we
one,
gave you
so no
this
more.
shit.
You know, I'm gonna.
We can
It made me
disable-
examine myself as a person and changed me for life. So
we want to see reviews of
I was sloshed when it finished.
That was Bientolete.
Bentolete.
Dear Esther.
That
Audio
was a
Jungle.
joke.
And that is a segment we like to call.
I'm not that fast.
Lovely.
No top bug for you.
Come back, Will. Come back, Will. It's so nice having you here, Will.
Yeah, it's nice. Stay.
back.
Stay.
We'll get you a
Stay.
bunk bed.
Plenty of couches.
This couch is good. You're small enough to sleep on that couch and have a comfortable night's sleep.
True. That's true. Josh, if you're watching, just deal with it.
Just deal with it, Josh. For God's sakes, grow up.
Nick, the first night, will sleep under it for you, spread out like that, stretched out.
Just make you feel like
comfortable.
Yeah, I feel safer here.
Yeah.
And his accoutrement.
Just like I do in Melbourne. Okay, that's the end of the show. Thank you very much to everyone for watching. Thank you to the mods for making sure that tonight ran really smoothly. There were a lot of polls. I don't know if the mods did it or Ben did it, but the names of the mods are Gat, Syntax Error, Kit Carnage, Liz Dahlia, Sith Cat, Phoenix Line, Disturb 778, Jax, Caboose, and What the Shark. Thank you to all our back pocket patrons who make the show possible. A huge thank you to our top stitchers. You know who you are, and you all know who they are because Gus is about to read out all their names.
Gus edition.
But I've done.
I gave you a script.
Being thrown under the Gus.
You're not being thrown under. I gave you a.
I'm going off script. Oranishi, you're Anishi, he's Anishi, we're all Anishi. Mason is one of Nick's son's friends, so I assume it's him, not Nathan, watching. Hi, Mason. Tell your mum that Nick accidentally took your jumper home from the playdate last week. I think Mason must have put it in Banjo, that's Nick's son's bag, by mistake. I'll pop around after kindy, drop it off tomorrow, and you'll have to tell Nick that recipe for those veggie muffins, they were just wonderful. SlowPonk, he's like a fart in an elevator. Silent but deadly. Akarash is what I said last week when the script is moving. Why is the script moving? Akarash, that's not what I said, but the script is moving. Stephanie.
Steph is live editing.
You would do it.
Nicritex. I'd kiss him. I'd even do it under a blanket. I added that bit. Boxy. It's like an 80s family car. It's Boxy. That makes sense. Coastal City. Can't watch live on Thursdays, so we say whatever we want to say. Quick chat, everyone say what you really think about Coastal, but we all know what you're going to say. He's a cutie. Vegabus. Paid for and sponsored by the We Like Party. Hey, Timothy. I'm walking there, Timothy. Get out of the way. I'm from Brooklyn. I like that accent. No one else does. Jep. Join the dog army. That'll make sense next week. Woo! Let's go with that. Dream PC. He makes the PCs of the dreams, and those dreams sometimes have fishnet. Why is
that
it
get
moved?
deleted?
I don't know.
I thought the script was moved was part of the script.
What's going on? Evil Spy Boy. He's watching you right now. He's in your house. He's under your weighted blanket. He's in there with Nicritex. What are you two doing? Get out of there. We are robots. And they make the controllers of your dreams. Such dreamy controllers. Peter's left, so I'm going to leave to vamp. So good luck. Congratulations, we are robots. You get a little extra bit of time on the screen with me vamping. I don't know if I should say congratulations. Probably be worried because I'm going to dream PC. There it is. They make the PC for dreams, and as I was trying to say earlier, that may include a little fishnet button there. Who belongs to that butt? It's we'll never tell. Toxichorg is the man of my dreams. Also, invest in Toxicoin today. I hear it's going up and up and will never go down, much like how I...
Oh, God.
No, I'm going to move on from that one. Rhys dreams of rocks. But I've got an exclamation mark here. So I'm going to be like, Rhys dreams, and I'm also going to be like, and rocks. I'm going to put that as an and. Rhys dreams and rocks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, I see.
Good crowd here tonight. BuriBuri have entered some sort of arms race where Nick says something on the show and then she makes a commercial. And that seems like a terrible use of talented lawyers' times, but it makes for great content. And finally, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this Wolsey.
Excellent.
I don't know what Reagan sounded like, but I like to think it was close to that.
That was pretty close.
You sounded like an old guy.
Well done, Gus.
Oh, we're going to come up with a more time-efficient way to do this.
No, I like it.
It takes like 6 hours.
I like that it's long.
I like that it's long because you can check your Twitter.
No, because I like that it's a moment that we take to say nice things about people, but also that it gets a little bit weird.
Okay, no.
I like that Blastix's first comment is exclamation mark BuriBuri. Blastix has been trawling through Twitch looking for a good IP lawyer.
And
Holy
they're
shit.
about to
Welcome,
get that
you found
information. There you go.
Glad we could be of service.
Actually true, you got very excited.
Yeah, I know, you really did.
I don't know what you...
And I was thinking, like, what in Gus's head does he think what kind of information does Pete have to know that this person has been looking for an IP lawyer for this long?
I'm on edge. I feel like a bit just happened and I wasn't part of it.
I believe.
You were it.
The script moved. People kept staring at me. You're all checking your phones.
I don't know why the script moved. I don't understand. I know what happened. I think that Ben deleted the codes. And because they're all crossed out now, so I think he deleted them and then realized what he did and then undeleted them and then just struck them out. That's fine. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Speaking of Wolsey, if you are behind the back pocket, if you are a member of the back Patreon,
I never deleted them.
You can come behind the pay Wolsey for the post show. Is Ben saying I never deleted them? Something happened. Something's up. Was it you? Because you started laughing.
Steph was dicking around.
You started laughing weirdly that moment.
We'll explain
what
it
happened.
only
What happened there,
post-show.
Ben Dixon? What happened? You gonna spill the beans in the post show? We'll find out.